Hey, what's up, collecting crew, and welcome to Hot Talk, episode 19. I'm Jay Feezy, and this is Feezy Figures. If this is your first time stopping by and checking out the stream, first of all, thank you for taking the time to see what we're all about. I appreciate you giving me an opportunity, a chance. Hopefully, I'm able to entertain, inform, or just provide some sort of, entertainment, for this evening. Or if you're catching on the replay, whatever time you're watching it. But I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. For those of you who are returning, as always, I appreciate your support. It's greatly appreciated. Your time is always appreciated because, again, you can be watching or doing anything else. So I definitely appreciate you guys being here. All right, so another Star Wars build episode. The previous one, I know it's been a few weeks since I last did a stream. Took some time off, doing some kind of little R&R outside of the streaming world. Took a little break, but I'm back. It's kind of interesting. I started the month of May with the Star Wars Field episode for May the 4th, and then now I'm going to be ending the month of May here with another Star Wars episode. So back to back, where are we at? This is May 28th, 2025. So a few more months and we'll already be in the month of June. So yeah, a lot of Star Wars figures to talk about. And like I said, I've been a little behind, right? So this is the first one I've done for a few weeks. So there's quite a few figures that others have already spoken about, but I'll give my thoughts and kind of just do a recap for anyone that missed it and maybe provide a little more information or details that others may have not. So, of course, as usual, timestamps will be in the description below. So if you want to jump around, skip some figures or go to some specifics, including the couple of new figures that were just released, feel free to do so. Those will be done for you, as well as the links to my panelists, their social media that will be in there as well, as well as any other resources or things that I reference here in this stream. I'll remember to put that in there as well. But having said that, let me go ahead and bring in my guests. Joining me, returning, always a pleasure speaking with this gentleman. We have Valkyrie Magnus. What is up, good sir?
Yeah, glad to be here. Thanks, Feezy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for staying backstage. Always appreciate when you're able to come on and join me and talk figs. So again, I was talking about people watching the stream, and I appreciate their time. But the same goes for my panelists too, because you're taking time and to be here and chat figures with me. So appreciate your time, Valkyrie, always. And it's never expected. You know me. I just throw out the invite, and whoever's able to make it can make it. So for those of you that do show up, it is always appreciated. So thank you for being here, Valkyrie.
Glad to be here. Yes, definitely.
All right, so as I mentioned, we have a lot of Star Wars figs, but first, before we get into that, I wanted to discuss something with everyone, and I want to take a moment to share some news for those of you that may not have heard, and I know a lot of you in the community have heard. We unfortunately, actually, let me go ahead and pause this music here. We unfortunately lost a great member of the community. We lost Thomas Clarke, aka Classy Thomas, or some of you, a lot of people you may know as SpongeBob Square Balls. Great name. That alone should just give you an idea of his sense of humor and just how funny and just an overall good person he was. And I got the news. The news was dropped to me. I was part of a group, and that was shared to me, and it was very, very saddening, very saddening and devastating news, because I've streamed with him multiple times on other streams. Let's Get Nuts with Ben Thomas and collecting weekly after dark. So for one, I want to thank those guys over there, Zach and Dean on collecting weekly, and Ben on for Let's Get Nuts, for giving me the opportunity to actually be able to stream with him and share those moments that I have with him and letting me have those memories. Because he was a really great funny person, a good person to stream with. And as much as I tried, I wanted to get him on my stream, but I wasn't able to. He had gotten sick. His health was kind of deteriorating there, but he started getting better. Right, he had some conditions, but he was getting better, and he made some appearances on Let's Get Nuts and powered through and made it on there. And Ben, he shared some of that recently, and so that just kind of goes to show how important and how much this community and this hobby meant to him. Right, he mustered up enough strength to get on there and still speak with others, and yeah, and so I was hoping he would get to a point where he was able, and I invited him, hey, can you come on when you're ready, whenever you're healthy, and I didn't get that chance to stream with him here, but I did get a chance to stream with him in general, so I will always have those memories, and those are on YouTube, right? So I can always go back to those, and I went back and I watched some videos, and kind of reminiscing on some of those moments that we shared, and one of the things that really stood out to me that we shared a lot in common. One of the things was our love for X-Men. He was big into X-Men. That was, I think, his probably favorite IP from what I remember. Right? He had a lot of customs that he was trying to do. He collected 1/6 X-Men figures, and so him and I had that in common. But another thing that I noticed that we shared was, he had a quote on, I think it was on one of Ben's streams on Let's Get Nuts, and he had said that, I just want to play with the toys and have a good time. And that's something that I always tried to keep in mind and do to this day, right? So that's something that we always shared in common. Another reason why I do these streams, right? Because like a lot of us here in the community, we all have that same sentiment. I know sometimes we get caught up in the nuances of some of these, I don't want to say issues, but some of like the nuances in the gripes and some of the criticisms. And sometimes I think we forget what the whole point of collecting is. And it's good to have those reminders, right? And so I heard that quote, and that one really, I think above all, is something that I want to take away from him, because again, that's just something that I try to do every day, and with this collecting anyways, with the hobby, right? And it can be any hobby. Any of you out there, it doesn't have to be collecting figures, it's just any hobby in general. You can, in the general sense, use the word toy, right? Insert whatever your hobby is. Just play with your toys and have a good time. Just have fun with it, basically. And so try to forget everything else, all the other troubling issues, the drama. I know some of us, this is our outlet, right? And we use that to get away from some of the other stuff, or just take a break. I don't want to say get away, because I know we can't ignore problems, but just kind of get away from that stuff for a second and just remember, why we're in this hobby to begin with, the collecting, but now, in this aspect, the community as well. And so again, I want to give my condolences to Thomas Clarke, aka Classic Thomas, his family, his friends and family, his loved ones. You were a great guy, man. I'm definitely gonna miss you. Never forget you. We always, like I said, we have those videos, and you will never be forgotten. But I'm glad to have known him and spent the time that I have streaming with him. And so, if you haven't already, Ben Thomas made a little tribute, and I reposted that on my IG. And but yeah, go to his channel, Ben Thomas's channel. It's on there. He has a little tribute that he did, and Ben Thomas will do a memorial segment on his show on Let's Get Nuts on Sunday. And unfortunately, I won't be able to make it to that. And so I figured I'd take my time to say my words and pay my respects to him here on this show. So yeah, thank you again, Thomas. And with that, before I go on to you, Valkyrie, let me go ahead and bring in, we got one Adam 12 here join us. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Jay, Valkyrie. That was a beautiful tribute to Classy Thomas, SpongeBob SquarePants. I streamed with him a few times on Gio's channel on the movie canon.
Yep.
And also on the Ben Thomas show a few times. And he definitely was someone who, like you said, he exuded positivity. And when we did the fantasy figure, the fantasy figure zone that Gio does every week on his show, we choose a figure that we'd like to see at Hot Toys or in our whatever company produce. And I always chuckled with his figures because he was very consistent. Me, I do a lot of Star Wars stuff. And he loved the ladies from like the films that when he was a teenager or grew up with, like Barbarella or Jane Fonda, Barbarella, like the sex bot ladies. He wanted those, and so I'm like you knew a figure was his because it was like from that kind of late 60s 70s era of film, and he definitely exuded that exuberance, and it's as someone who lost my dad, earlier this year, I know it's like you lose a loved one, and it's may his memory be may Classy Thomas Clarke's memory be a blessing, and clearly he touched a lot of people in the 1/6 community by the tributes you're seeing today.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Adam. Valkyrie, any words for Thomas? Anything you want to say on his behalf?
Let's see here. I wish I was able to stream with him, but I think I had one opportunity, but I couldn't go. So I said maybe next time. And of course, unfortunately, next time sometimes doesn't happen. But yeah. I started out just watching the Ben Thomas show, and I always loved it when Classy Thomas was there. He was always encouraging. He was always very nice. And then when I started, streaming with you guys, he always talked to me in the chats also. He was always very courteous, nice, and just supportive. And I just thought that was really nice of him. I mean, for me, he was kind of like one of those people that you when you stream, you're like, you hope that Classy Thomas is there so you can say, hey, Classy Thomas, how are you doing? And unfortunately, we won't have that anymore. But yeah, he will be missed, and he was a great part of this community, and we all love him for what he did. And he was just such a great guy in general. So definitely will be missed, but we'll always remember him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know this is a Star Wars themed episode, but I wore this X-Men shirt here in remembrance of him because, like I said, I know he's a big X-Men fan. And yeah, I just can't say enough good things about him. Like you mentioned, it was always a pleasure seeing him in the chats. Any stream, he was a guest in a lot of different streams, and so he was just one of those guys. And it kind of goes something I also wanted to touch on is a lot of us collectors. We mentioned what is the one thing that you enjoy about this hobby, or one thing that you take away from it. And of course, in addition to collecting, there's that word of community that seems to be the consensus, right? And this is one of the reasons why this isn't a good example, right? I've never met Thomas in person, and there's a lot of Adam and Valkyrie, likewise for you. But we stream pretty frequently. I consider you my friends. I considered a Classy Thomas a friend, but I'd never met him in person, and it's just that just goes to show you that the impact that has when we talk about community and helping each other out, and you guys are some of the people I talk to on a daily basis. And so, I know in other regards, in other environments, people have that as well outside of the collecting hobby. There's people who have quote unquote like pen pals. I don't know if they use that term, but the people that they talk to who live somewhere in a different country, someone they've never met, but they chat with all the time. And so this is a good example of that, right? It's just something that brings us all together. And, and it's just something I was thinking about earlier today. I know we all have that sometimes too, where we consider that, I've never met this person, but we talk to him, we talk pretty frequently. Yeah. So.
Well, you think about what we collect, and you think about when we were kids, and we get the action figures, Star Wars, GI Joe, superheroes, robots, and Transformers, and you'd play with your friend from elementary school, maybe your friend next door or down the street, goes to church or synagogue or whatever with you, and now your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, depending how old you are, and you don't have with this hobby. We have friends in the real life world, family members, but they're not necessarily into this stuff.
Right.
And none of my friends. Well, I got one friend who's into Star Wars. From when I grew up in high school. But beyond that, beyond my friend Stan, none of my friends are into this stuff. But we through these streams, it's like going back to the days where you bring your figures over and you hang out. But in this case, I'm in New York. Jay, you're in California, right?
Right,
Valkyrie's in Seattle. I think Classy. I think he was in Carolinas, I believe.
Sure, yeah.
He was in one of the North Carolina. I think he lived in one of the Carolinas. So you meet people. Ben Thomas in Canada. People who've streamed with from England. So that's a really cool thing about the hobby is that you are streaming with people from all over the country, maybe all over the world, but you share that passion, you share that interest in the hobby. A little diversion from your daily grind of life, that sharing that pursuit, because otherwise we're home, maybe you might go to the comic book store or the comic book convention to get a figure. If you have, if you have a store near you that sell these,
Yeah.
or you're doing a toy hunt, but most likely you're on Sideshow's website, you're on some other website, and you're ordering the figures, and this makes the hobby much more exciting.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. Yeah. So again, thoughts, prayers to Classy Thomas's family. May you rest in peace, Classy Thomas. Again, you'll never be forgotten. Memory will definitely live on. And I kind of see this as a celebration of life, right? I try to look at, people who passed. I try to remember, all the things, all the joy that they brought us. And so I will definitely be keeping that in the ways that he made us laugh and made us smile, and just the joy he brought to everybody. So yeah, thanks again, Classy, for those memories. I know you'll be here with us in spirit, watching down, or for wherever you are. Maybe sometimes you'll probably be in here just checking up and checking out my collection. Feel free to look around. Just please don't touch anything. Don't knock anything over. But yeah, you'll always be with us, Classy Thomas. I know you will, watching from behind the scenes. So again, Ben Thomas, the Ben Thomas Show, he's going to have a memorial section for Classy Thomas on his show, Let's Get Nuts. And I believe that's going to be this Sunday, June 1st. But if not, just keep an eye on his channel. I'm sure he'll have something posted up there. And he'll also have like a special segment for him there. So definitely tune in for that if you're able to. If not, there's always a replay. All right. We just got another guest joining us, Profi. Mario, what is up, Profesoro?
Hey.
Hello, guys. Happy Wednesday.
How are you, Mario?
Hanging in there. Hope you guys are well. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Cool,
good, man.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
we just got finished.
Running a little late,
saying
man. We're my wife just bought a watermelon. I'm gonna start cutting it up. Big ass one too, man. So,
nice.
so yeah. Being a big old mess, just had to clean up. But it was good.
Gotcha.
Some good watermelon, man.
All
Love watermelon, but
watermelon juice.
Cutting those up is not a joy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah.
No, man. But it was cool. She's happy.
Nice.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about Thomas, man, and yeah, man, it's that was rough, dude. I know he was going through some things earlier with his medical condition, and to see him pass suddenly, it's sad. I pray that, and that God would give his family rest, and but I never really got a chance to stream with him, but I would see him on occasion on different streams, and he seemed like a really kind soul, really funny, so that's what I took away from him. But the fact is that he had an escape, man, through everything that he was going through. I mean, our hobby is an escape,
yeah.
And which is a good thing. He enjoyed collecting, and like you said earlier, he just wants to play with his toys and enjoy them, right? So
yeah, I love it,
and I'm sure that's what he did. So I mean, so yeah, that's a win. That's a win, man. So
oh
yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Mario.
Sure.
And we got S Beam joining us, Superior Beam. Thanks for joining
Beam.
us here.
Speam, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right.
You
Work
got any,
sucks with you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, me and Valkyrie were talking about that backstage too. It was like, damn, it's just one of those days. You got any words for Thomas? Anything you want to say on his behalf?
I didn't know him well, but I knew him a little bit. And whenever he was around, he was also just one of the kindest people I've ever met. I remember doing a couple pose awards with him over on Collecting Weekly, and he always had a story for each pose, which was freaking phenomenal. So, a loss to the community for sure, but hopefully he's doing better. I know he wasn't doing well towards the end there with his illness, whatever, kicking his butt. But we got to view him on a few streams here and there before he passed, which was awesome. So, just say thank you to Classy Thomas for being Classy Thomas. It's SpongeBob SquarePants. So
yeah,
and he will be missed.
Yeah, he will. Yes, he will. Thank you, gentlemen, for saying something. And yeah, you will live on, Thomas. You will live on. SpongeBob.
Absolutely.
SquarePants. I always loved reading it.
That's the cool part about YouTube, man, is that if something happens, we have a little bit of a time machine here, man. Just go back and you can look at look at our loved ones who passed on.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I was going back and watching some of the streams that I was on with him, and there's some good nuggets out there of entertainment that he provided. Talking about wooden dildos and
whoa,
yeah. He was just open, man. He did not give a shit. Yeah, it was great, man. He just didn't care what anybody thought, and he was just himself. And so yeah, it's awesome. Nice. But all right. But yeah, thank you all for those of you who tuned in or watching or catching the replay for being patient with us and hearing us out on that. I just wanted to make sure that we shared some words and we took a minute there to remember Thomas and always keep him in our thoughts. But all right, so with that, let me go ahead and address the chat here before we go on to some Star Wars figures. Like I said, action pack Star Wars figure episode. Here we go. So we got Blue Tattoo in the house. What is up, Blue? Hey everyone, he says. Phil DeBurn, Robert in the house. What is up, Robert? Phil DeBurn, aka Robert. Mr. DeBurn. Tremble Dust, Dizzle. What is up, Tremble? Thank you for coming through, my guy. Yep. R.I.P. Classy. He will be missed. Yes, sir. For sure. Let's see here. And people look at me funny when I mention a head tie. Yeah. Only on Classy Thomas's on his account. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. For those of you who've seen that episode, I might have a link down in the bottom after the stream too if you want to go check that out. Yeah, because it was pretty funny. It was on an episode of After Dark. So there you go. That probably just tells you right there. Yeah, it's mature audiences only for that one. So but yeah, a lot of good content out there from him. Okay. All right, first up. Figure, like I said, there's some of these have been out for a while. I just haven't had a chance to talk about it in my stream. I've mentioned on other streams here, but first up we got on the front lines, we have the 212th Battalion, Attack Battalion, Airborne Trooper from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. This was an exclusive, limited to 3,000. It was 255 USD. It has since been, it's on wait list currently. So look, it just kind of just for awareness, if you're looking out, keep an eye out on it. And also this could potentially come out later, right, as a non-exclusive version. They may, I don't know, they may take away some accessory in here, but this, as an exclusive, it went up quickly for announcement and then actually was released the next day. So that's typically
it was actually released the same day, bro.
Yeah. Oh, was it the same day? Just later?
The same. As soon as it was announced, dude, I woke up like at 2:30 in the morning randomly.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone. I'm scrolling through Facebook. Hey, the Airborne Troopers out, right? And then I see someone comment, hey, it's on Sideshow right now. I was like, what the hell?
What the hell?
And I had to order it.
Yeah, because to that point, I'm not a morning person, but I happen to be up at 5. So I'm in New York, so I'm 3 hours ahead of you.
Yeah.
So I was up at 5:30 because I had to go to an early morning breakfast, and so I'm like, oh shit, it's up. So I fortunately, I'm sitting there and I bought it right away. I'm like, fuck, this is real. But yeah.
Yeah, but I gotta say, man, shame on Sideshow, dude, for putting it up so damn early. I mean,
I guess
some of us here on the West Coast just completely missed out.
No, they should have given people a heads up. I mean, it just happened randomly. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been doing that. They've been doing that a lot lately with some of these exclusives, not the artisans, but these limited figures. They've just been randomly going up without notice. No RSVP, nothing.
Yeah.
I was pretty lucky because I wake up at 4 a.m. to go to work, and I'm in the West Coast. And when I saw, I'm like, what the heck is that?
Yeah. I think out here on the West Coast, they sold out just before 8 o'clock, maybe a little bit after 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bummer, man.
Yeah, that does it does suck, obviously, for those who weren't even awake for that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another question I was going to bring up to you guys. What would you prefer? Do you actually prefer that they give you a notice? So then if they do, right, there's going to be more people trying to get it. And then that more than likely, that's what causes all those issues, those hang-ups. Or would you prefer like what they did, where it's just kind of, they put it up, and then if you happen to know, you see it or you come across it, then you go in and you get it with no queue system, no hang-ups or anything like that. You just get there and you buy it. Which one would you prefer?
I think what they should have is it should be 24 hours or 48 hours. And you have 20, whatever that is, 24, 48, 36 hours. I don't know what the red hour limit is, but no more than 2 or 3 days, let's say. and whatever they sell is the number they produce. It just and for some reason,
Yeah.
you know, I guess they
There
could
are
have a
times.
fallback plan if they don't sell a minimum of 2,500 or something, then they
Yeah.
cancel it, I suppose. But
Mm.
it just seems to me they should have, a period of a day or two, to allow people to at least 12 hours to get in and get this thing.
Yeah. So you're saying like a timed edition, do like time, like
Timed edition. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Mondo's done, like Sideshow is done with certain like special editions and things like that.
Yeah, they recently did it with the Range Trooper, right? With the
Yeah.
exclusive editions with the boots.
Yeah.
And that was up for a month. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was.
That's true.
yeah, that'd be nice.
And I don't necessarily think they need to give it a month. Maybe they just give it a day or 2 days. I don't know.
Yeah.
Savage, bro. Give us 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
I'd be
At
okay
least
with
one
that.
week.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
you know?
well, I mean, no, I'm just thinking about pay schedules, man. There's some of
Right.
us that get paid bi-weekly, you know,
Right.
or
That's true.
bi-monthly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, man, not everyone always has the funds. So
Right.
That's a
I
good
do
point,
have to
yeah.
say though that they dropped so much on us that week. I remember I had to like pretty much figure out which one I want, which one to let go. I mean, because it was like so much. Like this one, I wanted this, but so many things dropped. I was like, I have to let some things go.
yeah,
Yeah.
gotta make those sacrifices sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Well, to that point, Valkyrie, I've really been I mean, as this is the Star Wars show we're doing tonight, and
Mhm.
and Star Wars is my number one IP. I've really been reevaluating like how much more I'm getting outside of Star Wars, because I'm like, I got like 16 pre-orders. They're not all Star Wars, but I'm like, I think once I get my Wolverine and my Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, I'm getting the Affleck Batman. I'm just focusing on Star Wars because it's too much.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, before
Yeah.
it wasn't that difficult to focus on Star Wars before the Mandalorian because there wasn't as many of them. They weren't producing as many as they are like right now. You know, so I think it was like for me personally, I was just collecting original trilogy and whatever else, anything that dropped. But the thing is that after the Mandalorian dropped, then it just started getting nuts, just releasing. They opened up the floodgates and all kinds of product was being released. And now at the same time, I'm still trying to collect, when I can, Marvel, DC,
Mhm.
another one-offs. But Star Wars is my jam, and that's where I'm at. And even now with the Star Wars collection, I mean, aside from everything else, I'm reevaluating. And I've said this a few times on streams that I'm just focusing on Troopers and recently Vader, and that's it. That's all I can do right now. Everything else
Yeah.
is got. I mean, I'm packing up stuff, putting stuff up for sale, stuff that I never thought I'd sell. But hey, they got to go, man. I need space too right now. I mean,
Oh yeah, man.
we can't have everything as gorgeous as everything looks. Just can't have it all. Due to space and funds. But for those who can, damn, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
it's crazy. Collecting life, man. Everything just catches up to you, bro.
Yeah, I actually
no.
had to let go of a few pre-orders because it was like such madness. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm good. And then like, what do you call Artisan Obi-Wan comes out, and I was like, I'm gonna have to let something go
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
because I can't buy them all.
Yep,
Yeah, like I
exactly.
just
Yeah.
sold off all my prequel figures, my Rogue One. I mean, minus the Troopers and all that, but everything is gone now. So when Obi-Wan went up, I was like, shit. Like, nah, I'm good. I don't need it. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of us here are, I'm kind of hearing the same thing from a lot of YouTubers, content creators in this community, right? We're all kind of in similar situations. Like, man, space is getting tight. Some people are letting figures go, selling figures, and it's kind of one of those cycles where people who've been in the game for a while were already at that point, but now I'm sure there's a new wave of collectors, content creators, YouTube coming in behind us who are still picking all this stuff up. But yeah, Mario, you're right. There's a resurgence, and ever since the Mandalorian hit, it reignited Star Wars, and like I said, just this month alone, I did 2 separate episodes of Hot Talk, full of Star Wars figures, right? So this one and the previous one, and it was just all within this month, and so not to mention the past few years. So yeah, man, they're coming strong. But to go back to the question of how would you prefer Sideshow handle exclusives, give notification, and then have hiccups, or not get notification with no hiccups? Anyone else get any thoughts on that? If you had to choose between the two, I know it seems like a lot of people mentioned the timed edition, and I'll give my thoughts on that here in a second. But if you had to choose between those two, anyone else want to give any their thoughts on those?
I personally would still prefer a heads up.
Heads up.
You know, I think with the last queue for the RC Kenobi, things seem a little bit different. I think they've revamped something, or they're using a different service, and everything went smooth. And I heard that from a lot of other collectors that actually, I ordered the Kenobi, but it's not for me. All right, you go there. I'll just say that. And for me, it was a smooth experience, and I heard that from a lot of other collectors as well, that it wasn't really bad at all. Basically, whoever wanted it was actually able to get it. No hiccups, no nothing. So
I would agree with that.
If they can continue down that with such a smooth transaction for everyone, heads up all the way, 48 hour, 1 week, whatever, just give us a heads up.
Yeah, that one was interesting. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people in the chat saying like that they got it. So I don't know what the maybe you're right. Maybe they just did something on the tech side that made that process go easier.
Oh, so it was totally different. It was a new interface. You have to play games. Also, there's like a little trivia.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't try, so I didn't know. I didn't see it. Oh, damn!
It was way different.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah.
It didn't freeze up. That happened to me previously, and I know it happened to other people. So yeah, I thought it was very smooth.
Oh, nice. Okay. Damn. That's good to hear. Yeah, I just heard people getting it pretty easily. So those who wanted it, in the chat that I'm in. So congrats to all those who got that. We'll talk about that here in a second. Actually, that's here on this lineup, the Obi-Wan. But anyone else got any thoughts on those exclusive approaches?
It was a lot easier, I have to say, though. I mean, except for those drops, which they didn't tell anyone, and you were just lucky to to open it up. But I don't know. I'm one of those people that always looks all the time at sideshows. Like
You're always looking,
I can't go like half an hour without looking.
Yeah.
Jay, you saved me a few times, man, on some of these drops. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know these were out. So yeah, I mean, it's cool that other collectors can look out for one another as well, and just let the community know, hey, these are up. If you want them, go get them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of, so it sounds Mario, you got it. Anyone else was able to get up this Airborne Trooper?
Yeah, I got this.
Or that wanted it? Oh, did you? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, nice.
I had to let it go. I couldn't. There was a limit to how much I could pre-order in a month.
Right. Yeah, I got you. For yourself, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep. Got to keep it on that budget. No, man, you got to, adulting, right? You got to be responsible in this hobby. We can't let it take the best of us, right? It should be a good thing, like we were talking about earlier, right? We don't want it to become a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's not like we're selecting Black Series.
Yeah. What was that, Mario?
Get ready to sell some blood or an organ or something, man.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah. What did you say, Valkyrie? Sorry, I missed it.
It's not like we're collecting Black Series, or we can just buy everything.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. Well, yeah. Congrats to all those who were able to pick this up, and then for those who are still looking, hopefully Hot Toys does another variant of this later on. Like I mentioned before. I know that sometimes they have their exclusives that has like either a special accessory or like a certain look, but then typically they re-release another version, or another a version of the figure without a certain accessory or different look. So, but this Airborne Trooper though looks badass. If you are able to get this one and you have an idea to pair this with the next figure that we're going to talk about here, Commander Cody.
Yes.
So this is Clone Commander Cody, also marked Revenge of the Sith. This was also, unfortunately, an exclusive, limited 3,000, 270. And this was also on waitlist, I believe, last I looked. So this was up on Sideshow. Yeah, so waitlisted. Another one that was announced quick and released quickly, right behind the Airborne Trooper.
Yep.
Right, and so this, I wasn't too familiar with this one. I think either Blue or Beam had pointed out in the chat that there was a previous one, and so I wasn't at the time. I didn't really collect clones. Is he? Where's he at? Oh, in the chat.
Cody,
where is he?
Right there.
Oh, you got that's your
the original Cody right there.
Yeah, the original. This enhanced version here.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was gonna say Feezy.
There
Yes,
we
sir.
go.
I was gonna say, if you don't collect clones, I'll say keep it that way because it is a slippery slope. It is really a slippery slope.
Mhm.
I can't tell you how many
Mhm.
clones I have, but
I
have a lot.
I have some clones, and I try to be selective about which ones I collect. Like the kind of like the more uncommon ones. Like I mentioned, I got I got Chrome, Cody or Crody.
Yeah,
as they call
I
them.
got that one
Yeah,
too.
like
Same
ones
here.
ones like that are kind of unique and different looking. So I pick and choose. Of course, I got to get Rex and things like that. But so this one, I felt like I didn't have that much of attachment to Cody, so I passed on this personally. I didn't even try for this one. But what I was gonna say was, it seems like it's like a reissue plus a phase 1 helmet. It seems to be the only difference with this one compared to the previous one that came out. And remind me, was that also Revenge of the Sith?
Yes.
It was, right?
Yeah.
The previous Cody.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I was watching some reviews on that, and I even was watching. Shout out to MRC, his review on this exclusive, and he was having some trouble with the swap out right arm. Like it was either kind of loose or was hard to put on, and then when it did, it wasn't like on securely. And it sounds like that's the same issue with the previous Cody, so it makes sense if it's a reissue.
The previous Cody actually is with the left arm. The left arm kept falling out of the socket. It had nothing to do. It had nothing to do with the swap out arm. It was the actual full arm that had problems. I
was
remember
it?
back in the day, KG. KG Collector, shout out to him, man. He went through 4 figures from Sideshow before he got a good one.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So there were no
that was
issues with
crazy.
the
I haven't had that issue.
light up right arm.
That if there was, I think the it was dwarfed by the other issue.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So yeah.
Huh. I have the original one, and I have the right arm holding the hologram of Sidious doing the
Ooh.
Order 66. I haven't had,
this one.
I haven't had any issues. Yeah, that's pretty much the look I have.
Yeah,
And the other arm, I have him holding his rifle.
gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think this figure goes for a pretty good amount on the aftermarket. So
Oh yeah.
this is, I think this is a good thing. If for fans who are looking for this figure, I think this is a good for them. I got this. I think I paid a little bit on this in the aftermarket, to be honest with you. I got this last year or 2 years ago, and it was so. That's fine. More people should have it. I'm not one of these people who like clutches their pearls and once I get it, no one else should be able to get it.
Yeah.
I agree.
So this
Adam.
is this is an example here of just what I was talking about, right? Like they released that previous Cody, and it's kind of the opposite of the Airborne Trooper of what I was mentioning, but still that kind of shows like how Hot Toys usually approaches these things, where they release Cody, and here it is like another version that they throw in an exclusive accessory here. So again, that could hold true for the Airborne Trooper. I'm not saying it's always the case, but that is a possibility. So, but either way, these two together, they look badass. I love the weathering and the paint, the battle damage, the scratches and the scuffs on both of these. And so having these two together is definitely a badass display. But anyone else got any thoughts on? Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I was going to say like another difference with this thing is the sand base. I believe this one has no footprints.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's
Wow.
that's a plus. And also
That's an
too, man,
investment.
I gotta give kudos to Hot Toys and Sideshow for keeping this relatively similar to the original one as far as pricing is concerned. I mean, the first one was what, $243, and I think this was the first clone that they made was Cody. If I remember correctly. And this new one is what, $270, and we're getting an extra bucket, a phase 1 bucket. So price wise, considering the time, it's not that bad. When was mine? I bought mine back in 2019. So like a good 6 years later, given inflation, the price isn't terribly off, terribly bad.
Yeah. To me, he was the first clone I got because he's like, I just see him as like the iconic clone who hands Obi-Wan his lightsaber, and he's the one who gets that first call from Sidious, execute Order 66. And then Sidious has to spend the rest of the afternoon calling all these guys. Like, I don't know why he just didn't do one broadcast. He's
one massive.
He's like tells I just picture him telling Masameda and Vader and all these guys, oh, just keep my afternoon clear. I'm gonna make a lot of phone calls.
Yeah. They got the.
You know,
they
I
got
gotta
the
say
old
that
tech.
that might have been a missed opportunity for them not to include the Obi-Wan lightsaber with this one. You know,
Mhm.
that would have been a nice extra
Yeah.
accessory.
His touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
that
I
would've
think you'll
been
be.
a cool touch.
Think you'll be wanting this.
Right? And rolling
I know-
eyes, man. I mean, these days they don't give us a rolling eyes on the sculpt. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Like we were
call.
just saying, right? It's just basically just a reissue, right? They just
Mhm.
throw in that other
for the most
that
part.
other bucket. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because
That being
everything else
said, I still
comparing
had
all
to
the
get it.
Yeah, I was comparing the accessories, and yeah, everything else seems to be the same. Even these like different hollow projector figures. You know, you mentioned Sidious. They have Yoda. There's one with Yoda, and I think there's another one with the Obi, right? I forgot who the fourth one
Obi-Wan
is.
and the Airborne
Yeah.
Trooper. Yeah.
Yeah. So those all appear to be the same between both versions. So yeah, other than that, it seems to be. About the Obi-Wan lightsaber, though, I'm pretty sure for those of you who are hardcore Star Wars fans or Star Wars collectors, I'm sure you have an extra Obi light. It would have been cool if it came with one, but I'm sure if you wanted to, you can probably throw in the non-USB powered or battery powered
Yeah.
lightsaber hilt.
Yeah.
And throw it in there. That would be a cool display, though. Yeah, you're right, Mario. Here it is. Yeah, no feet.
No
prints.
footprints.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. There's proof. Here is proof.
Boom.
Bam. There we go. Nice. Yeah, and on the price, I typically would agree with you, Mario, but there's another figure here where it kind of went the opposite. You know, there was a previous figure, and this variant version is actually priceless. Spoilers, it's Chopper. So we'll take a look at that. That's kind of interesting. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe we can talk about that one and see why they did that. But I don't know. Yeah, that was an interesting one. That one's an interesting one. But yeah, you're right. Aside from that, the previous Cody, you know, this is only increased by what, $30. So it's kind of like you're paying $30 for that head sculpt, probably less than $30, I think it was. So, or that helmet, I should say. I don't know if you want to call it a head sculpt, but yeah, that helmet there. So, yeah, anyone else got any thoughts on Cody, Commander Cody?
I'm glad I got one.
Oh yeah, you got this one. You got okay. This
I
one
got
you didn't
this
like.
one,
Cody.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Airborne Trooper, you got to go. Cody, you're staying.
Yes.
From what I understand too, this still isn't 100% accurate. You know,
Oh,
there
okay.
are some like he didn't have his rank badge on him at all. I think some of the belt had different colors, and some of the extra markings on his armor didn't exist either. You know, so it's possible maybe like you said to the Airborne Trooper, if they release a variant, maybe they can give
Yeah.
us a more true to form Phase 1 Cody, you know, later down the line.
Yeah. What would be you said his badge? Anything else in particular? Or?
Yeah, some of the markings on his armor didn't exist, and some of the orange
Oh,
stripes.
okay. Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like a
the
Clone Wars
belt.
version. You think?
Yeah, that's where we see him in the Clone Wars, Phase 1.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
You know, so
Okay.
they could do that too. Release it in the Clone Wars. Yeah,
Yeah. Because they haven't yet, right?
nope, not yet.
Did
No, sir.
did they ever say what happened to his character? I'm just trying to. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
Rex became a rebel, but I don't. What happened to Cody? Did they ever say?
Think he
Disappeared or like he left.
no, he died. He died in
died?
the comics. I think. I
died?
believe he did. I think in
Okay.
the comics he died. Might be. I can't remember if it was Vader that killed him, or was it Vader that killed Commander Fox?
Remember.
But I believe that Cody did die while serving the Empire.
Hmm.
Then they phased him out. I don't know if he. Damn, I can't remember, but I know he died. I know he's died.
He went from phase 2 to phase 0. They phased him out. Let me adjust the chat here real quick. Don't want to forget you guys. We got Gio, the movie canon, in the house. What is up? Evening
Gio.
Coleccionistas.
Hey, Gio.
Hey, Gio. Thank you for coming through, good sir. Let's see here. And we got to see Big Rib. What is up, my guy? What's up, fellas? He says, what's up, Big Rib? Thank you for coming through.
Hey, Big Red.
And we got the legend Doc Smizzle in the house. What is up, Smizzle? Thank you for coming through, good sir. Thank you for joining us on this Star Wars filled episode here. Hopefully you're all having a good night so far. All right. Let's see here. So speaking of going from this clone to the next variant here, this one droid in an Imperial disguise, we have Chopper and BD-1. Let's see here. Make sure I got, both in Imperial disguise. So this was, let's see, another exclusive, Hot Toys exclusive that was limited 2,000. So again, announced and then released, I believe the same day, if not the next day here. So pretty short turnaround here. But again, it's a variant, right? So it kind of would make sense how they had a quick turnaround for this one. $235 USD, right? So look, so here, let me go through what it comes with. So I just mentioned this is a set, right? So it's Chopper, BD-1, a mouse droid. Then Chopper has a pair of legs with rotatable wheels, 2 interchangeable antennas, and a pair of interchangeable forearms to his mechanical arms, right? There's a pair of interchangeable arms in there, right? So that, for the most part, that's the equivalent. Those accessories are the same that come with the normal Chopper that was recently put up from the Ahsoka show, right? But that Chopper just by itself, right, is $245 USD. However, that also comes with, if you want to, justify this however you want. So $245 USD, that Chopper also comes with a tracking device, the Huyang hologram, and then a holo projector. So those 3 things, right? So you can swap those out. And if you want to say, in place of that, include a BD-1 and a mouse droid for this set. So yeah, I don't know. But again, this set here, this Imperial Disguise set, is $235 USD. I don't know the reasoning behind that, but again, it's kind of hard to figure out why Hot Toys does what they do. So I don't know. I will turn it to you guys and get your thoughts. What do you think about that pricing here? About how this is $10 less than the Chopper alone? Anyone can go there.
Good price.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to say. I mean, were there a difference in the bill of materials between the two? Like, does one have die cast, the other doesn't, or something like that?
I didn't see anything in the description with this on die cast.
That's what I'm looking for. Also, I'm digging through a sideshow, and actually, Chopper in the Imperial Disguise version seems to come with more attachments, also more swap out parts, than the original one. I think it comes with a BD-1.
Yeah,
it would have been nice if it would have came with that backdrop, though, that red backdrop.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to say why they priced it as such. I mean, maybe because it didn't sell out yet and it's still available. I mean, maybe they want to make the price more enticing to collectors. I don't know.
Was this Chopper, and I've seen the whole Rebels series, I just don't remember. Was this from an episode where he went in disguise?
Yes. So thank you for bringing that up, Adam. Let's see here. So we have this here. I put this comparison these slides up here. So this is from Rebels Season 3, Episode 19.
Nice.
So you have it here on the right, and it's almost pretty spot on. Although in the sideshow description or in Hot Toys, they don't specifically label it Rebels. And I don't know if that's because they're pairing this with the BD-1 droid. It just says Star Wars, right? How like I've done before with certain exclusive, they just label it Star Wars. But and the only reason I knew this is because I had just finished watching that episode 18 of Rebels that had to do with Mon Mothma, right? Where they escort her. And so right after, that was before this episode. And so I just kept it watching, and this was the next one. And this episode, though, this is a funny episode. This is Double Agent Droid, I think it's called. And this was Chopper, obviously goes under disguise, and he's talking to he partners with an ex-Imperial droid, I think it was. Kind of like a C-3PO-like protocol droid. I forgot what type of droid it was, but yeah, just their dialogue and their banter back and forth. It was just hilarious, man. This was a funny episode. But to answer your question, Adam, yeah, this is the episode it's based on. Anyone else got any thoughts on going back to the Chopper here on the pricing? Where was I at here? Yeah.
I still need to see the series.
Of all of Rebels? You haven't seen anything?
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
It's a good series. I'm not as much into the animated stuff, but Rebels is a really good show. I have the original Chopper that they came out with from the Ahsoka line, so I'm one and done in his character.
Gotcha.
I'd like another R2 though. I will say that I'd like another R2.
Yeah, I still need another two.
I still need one too.
More available. Yeah.
Oh wow! So it sounds like you guys didn't get the latest one with the remote and the sound effects.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Yeah, that's another big thing with this one too, right? And I know others have said it, and we talked about it before on the when Chopper was announced, right? No, we already touched on no die cast. There's no electronics in either of these, right? So it just seems like this one's a repaint of the previous Chopper, but yeah, no electronics, no lights. And I know you've all heard this before, but we talk about the comparison to the Chatterback Chopper, how that has sound effects and that talks. I know Beam, you have it. I have it as well. And so it's probably not accurate as far as like size and dimensions, but and then we talk about price wise, $235 for this set, $245 for the regular chopper. That Chatterback Chopper was like $30 something, somewhere around under $40 USD. And so, yeah, that kind of just shows you like the pricing and what can be done with certain figures and certain features. That kind of gives you somewhat an idea, right, of why this would be priced to begin with as high as it is. And Hot Toys listing their suggested retail prices on their figures, right? So yeah, it's just all kind of it is definitely confusing, and the value is subjective here, right? Like we all see these things differently and how much we're willing to pay for certain things. And so some people don't like the inaccuracies of like the other versions, again, like the Chatterback Chopper, right? Some people just prefer not to have that version because it's not as accurate, and some people want to pay that extra for that accuracy. So it's all preference. I get it. I get it. It's just we all have our different nuances and our pet peeves and things like that. So it's just, yeah, this one here though, just within Hot Toys, but again, $235 compared to $245, that's just interesting. I can't even know why they would do that. I have nothing. So
that is strange.
Bring it to you guys, see if you guys have anything in mind.
Who knows?
But it sounds like you don't. No one got any thoughts on this, on Chopper.
Are they the same size?
Yeah.
They better be.
Yeah, they should be, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so just to reiterate here, so Chopper's 7 inches, 18 centimeters. The BD-1 droid is 3 inches tall. I forgot to get that in centimeters for the BD-1 droid. And then I didn't even get the height in the mouse droid, but that just kind of gives you a reference, right? So Chopper's 7 inches, 18 centimeters. BD-1 droid is 3 inches, and so the mouse droid is obviously going to be shorter than that.
This is like if Chopper went goth and started listening to The Cure all day.
Yeah.
Because Friday I'm in love.
Yeah, you guys bring up a good point though. Like, if the other chopper is still available, right? Then maybe that's one reason why they price this lower, because it'd be harder to sell. But then that begs the question, like, why even put it out then if that other chopper is still available? And that's another question, right? So why put it at all? And maybe they thought if they priced it lower, they can sell. They can at least sell some units. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know, but that's
Probably.
there. It's available. Go ahead.
I was gonna say probably for the super completist who has to have everything.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
They exist. They have to have.
Yeah.
every
No, for sure.
little-
Like those who have the complete lines, and yeah.
I was one of them. That
Oh.
was me
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah. Mario knows. Yeah.
Yep.
He definitely understands.
I can definitely relate.
So again, limited 2,000. Last I looked, this set was still available. So that's there. If you want this, if you prefer this, look for Chopper, the Goth Chopper, as Adam put it. He's there. But either way, check out the episode, Rebels Season 3, Episode 19. It's not really connected. I think it's not necessary for anything. So if you can, it's a standalone episode, I think, anyway. So if you watch it, then you kind of, just for the banter and the content, it's pretty funny. All right, going on to the next one here. So from one droid to another bigger droid here, we have the Droideka. This is the Droideka from Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Let's see here. $265 USD. Also, this is another one that, let's see. Now we're on to releases, right? So, no, actually, we're selling releases. Yeah, so we're all releases here. This was announced in June of last year, so just shy of a year that this was up for pre-order here. So 13 inches, about 13 inches high. Let's see, what is this here? So 13 inches high, untransformed, and then about 8.5 inches when he's transformed into a ball. So that equates to like 33 centimeters and 22 centimeters. So just getting an idea for height. And there are some reviews on this. But in addition to, I forgot to get the width dimension, but in addition to him being pretty tall, he's also, pretty wide. So take that into account as well. No accessories. So pretty much everything you see here is what you get. And another one that's all, I didn't see in the description, no die cast. So I think this is all plastic. But from the review that I've seen so far, they mentioned that the joints and the articulation seems pretty sturdy. But I don't know how well it's going to hold up over time. Hopefully it does. I always get worried about figures like this, and if their joints aren't die cast, how long they're going to hold up. So I don't have anything like this. I'm trying to look now. Any droid. in my collection like this. So yeah, I don't know. I can't say the only ones that I do have are die cast that have that are somewhat transforming. But I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on this Droideka here? And is anyone picking it up?
I was going to say for me, I'm not, but if I had the young, clean-shaven Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi, then I might be interested in buying this, because I do have a Qui-Gon Jinn, and you know that beginning scene, and in the very beginning when they're like fighting those droids. I mean, that was a cool scene, and but I'm like, how can they not give us still a clean-shaven Obi-Wan Kenobi, because it needs it. You know, you need it if you want to have the Droidekas and Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon, yeah. Yeah, no, I want to say that hopefully that's coming, man. That young Padawan Obi, because I know a lot of people were itching for that one. I know we just got this other released, this Attack of the Clones one, but I think that's the next up in the queue, the next Obi. But yeah, anyone else got any thoughts on this Droideka before we go on to the next one?
Yeah, I kind of have the same concerns you do, Jay, about long term, because it's not die-cast. How are those joints going to hold up? I mean, you know, I did see a couple reviews. It looks good. I mean, it looks cool on the shelf. I think engineering-wise, seems like they did a nice job of doing the transformation. You know, I guess for me, obviously we talked about it earlier in the show. Everyone's got, you know, unless you're super wealthy and got plenty of space. Even the best of us have limited real estate in their collection room, and limited, you know, a certain amount that you're going to allocate in your budget for these figures. And if I'm going to get, you know, I got into Hot Toys to get the most realistic head sculpts and that look like the actors. And to me, this is like, I know they're all toys, but this is more toyetic than you know. This is more akin to like when I like as Valkyrie was saying, you know, when I got the Black Series or the 3 3/4 inch, which I had these. So you know, I think it looks cool, but I think if it was die cast, that probably would be more of a selling point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I probably would buy one. Yeah, if it was metal.
Yeah, and I was going to say, granted, that would obviously increase the price, right? So this is at $265, but I think people would be okay with that if the necessary parts were die cast, right? I think some people would be okay. I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody. I know some people probably would prefer the lower price, so again, it just goes back to preference. But I think for longevity and just durability, I would think the preference would be die cast, but I know I could be wrong.
Well, I think you're right, because I'll use the example of General Grievous. Obviously, General Grievous is a cyborg, but I did not get the Sideshow one because everything I heard is that, you know, he's not stable. You know, he's very but I do have the. In fact, I just made my first payment yesterday on him.
Nice. Okay.
The Hot Toys General Grievous. I have that on pre-order. Yeah. So, I think that's you know, chunk of him is die-cast. So I have the confidence that that's stable.
Yeah, that's actually a good example. Yeah, I didn't get the Sideshow Grievous either, but I heard the same as you. Just people had issues with it, and either things breaking or it wasn't really supporting itself, and so that's why I passed on it, just because I heard so many negative things about it. And then I saw that Hot Toys one, and a lot of people were eagerly waiting for that one, and we all rejoiced when we saw that it had die cast. And so that was one I pre-ordered also, so I got that one. But that's an example. I completely forgot about that one, so kind of again surprised that they didn't carry this over here, but maybe because I didn't compare the announcement date, so maybe this was announced before that, I don't know, or it was already this was already a little farther along in production. I'm not sure. But let's see here, going to the comments here, we got let's see, Movie Canon saying Cody's killed by General Grievous per Lego Star Wars game. Speaking of Grievous, I did not play that. Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know if that's canon.
No.
Let's see. Blue Tattoo saying Cody was in Bad Batch, if I remember correctly. Okay, that's one I still
he
have
was.
to see.
Yeah.
Was he? Okay, so he was still alive there. So at least okay. So there's that. Okay. Oh man, Movie Canon dropping some breaking news. I don't know if we'll have time. We'll check it out maybe at the end of the stream. We'll see if we check that out. Or I might save it for the next one, just because keep with the Star Wars theme. We'll see how we're at we're at there. We got Ash Chase in the house. What is up, my guys? What up, plastic crackheads? What up, Mr. Chase? Thank you for coming through. Hopefully doing well, good sir. Star Wars filled stream. So thanks for joining us and celebrating the Star Wars figs. Last towards the end here of the month, we have another set of Star Wars figures. Okay, here we go. Going on to the next one. Yeah, sorry, did anybody have anything else?
Yeah, no. If I may, man, I love what they did with this thing. And as far as like, first of all, I didn't realize this damn destroyer droid was so freaking huge. You know, it's a large footprint. I mean, width and in height.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that it transforms. That is so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
These things, I don't know about you guys, but they always remind me of giant transforming cockroaches. I think just because of their color scheme, man. They look just like them, bro. You know, like complete, like right there. Look at that.
Yeah,
that
is true,
freaking roach, man. It's insane. But one of the things that really bugs me about this, man, that I wish they would have done is that the fact that it comes with no accessories, like you mentioned earlier, they could have easily made the eyes light up. You know, that would have been nice.
Yep.
And also give us some freaking effects.
Yeah,
blaster effects. Yeah, blaster effects. The bubble. That's all it would have needed. That's all it would have needed, man. And also, I really hope. I don't know if it was ever mentioned or not, and I really haven't seen too many reviews on this thing. But for the sake of longevity on these things, if they're gonna have die cast, at least have it in the joints and the arms. Exactly. Because when you guys are talking about plastic joints and the longevity of those things for something like this that has this kind of weight, what comes to mind is the Infinity War Groot. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that thing was notoriously known for the legs snapping off at the hip joint. Oh yeah, it was bad. A lot of them were like that and had to be re-glued or something. But that was the plastic was, I guess, really brittle. And something like this, you know, with so many intricate parts, those plastic joints could become brittle over time. You know, and it's a shame when something like that will break. Yeah, man. So at least reinforce it with die cast.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I should say I'm worried about it for other collectors, right? Because I'm personally passing on this again for space reasons, but space on my shelf, not space in outer space. But this is huge. But yeah, man, it's just like I'd hate to start seeing collectors on groups or in the community making posts that their limbs or whatever snapped. But again, that kind of goes to what I mentioned before in previous streams. Just be careful. Make sure you guys read the instructions if you do pick this up, because that on there usually has the limitations of how far something will bend or to what angle. Don't force anything. If you feel some resistance, some pressure or anything, just please don't force it and push it. Just since this is gonna be plastic, make sure you heat it up, hair dryer, heat gun, something. Just take your time, be careful, because I hate to see posts on there people like their limbs or their droids snapping. But yeah, it's in general for any figure, right? It just goes in general for any figure. Just be careful and take your time and definitely read those instructions. They'll help you out and save a figure. But yeah, good points, Mario. Good points on the Droideka here. I don't know about good point on the roach though. I don't know if that's a good point or not.
Dude, am I wrong?
No, he's not.
No, you're not wrong. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The Roachdeka, yeah.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, I can't unsee that, man. Damn it. Look at that. All right. So we got let's see, let me just chat here. We got Commander Green in the house. All hands on deck. He's like, can't believe I'm still awake, so I just had to stop in and say hello. Hey, no worries. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, thank you for coming through, Commander Green. Hopefully you get some rest though. I don't want you to feel it tomorrow morning, but yeah, I appreciate you coming through and spending whatever waking hours you can with us. So hopefully you're doing well, sir. Let's see here. Commander Green says, I was told somebody to make sure to read the directions. Yeah, I was told somebody to make sure. Yeah, make sure. Yeah, make sure. Again, just for the sake of your figures. I'm pretty sure for the most part they're pretty typical, but just in case, better safe than sorry. We got L Walker in the house. What is up? L Walker's what's up,
hey,
Buzz? He says, let me see. I think I got this for you, my man. I always make sure I do that. Yep. We got that truck. Yeah.
Oh, is that what that?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Nice.
Yeah, I know he's a man on the road.
I thought it was like feedback or something. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I gotta make sure I play that for you. I mentioned I would, so yeah. Make sure I got some. Yeah, hopefully you're doing good, L Walker. Hopefully you're doing good, man. All right, so if no one has anything else on the Droideka here, we're gonna go on the next figure. We got, going on
I like it.
sticking on with the Rebels squad, going from Chopper Imperial disguise to her owner. We got Hera Syndulla also released.
Oh yeah.
This is based on the Ahsoka show, of course. This was one of the ones that were, it took a little bit. Along with this whole line was announced in the end of 2023. So this was announced in December 2023. 265 USD, a little shorter than your typical 12-inch. I know for the most part, I tried to. If that size varies, I'll let you guys know. So this one's about 11 inches, so 28 centimeters. Just a recap on some of the things she comes with, just because I didn't talk about this when she was announced. Of course, she got the rolling eyes. The Leiku has embedded bendable wire in there, and there's reviews on this already, so you can obviously check that out as well. And they have an example of bending the Leiku in the back. Sculpted flight cap and goggles. So 10 pairs of hands. She comes with 10 pairs of hands. Sideshow, though.
10 pairs or 10 hands?
10 hands. You're right. Yeah, 10 hands. So 5 pairs
Say,
of
damn,
hands.
that's a lot of hands.
I know, that's 20 hands. Yeah. 5 pairs. Yeah. Thank you for catching that. 5 pairs of hands, 10 total. Sideshow lists 8 though on there. So that's what it kind of threw me off there. And I saw that they had 8, and I was looking at the overall accessories, and I was like, wait a minute, I count 10 hands there. What the hell? And so I think they just made an error. When they've known to do that sometimes.
I don't think they count the hands that are on the figure.
I thought that too, but I went back and checked the white Ahsoka, for example, and that one there, they had the number of hands in the description that matches what's in the photo. Weird. So unless that was just for some reason the Ahsoka just happened to be that way, and all the other ones are like Hera's, I don't know, but just something to keep an eye on, right? Just to make sure you check the accessory photo with the description. I did notice too, like for example, with the Deadpool, the one with the bone, the metal, the skeleton, the most recent one that came out, the battle damage one. Before initially they didn't have it came with the interchangeable eyes, but then when it was released, they put that in the description afterwards. So sometimes I think Sideshows they forget to put some things on there, and they make some mistakes. I'm sure we've seen those, so just kind of be aware of that. She does come with her blaster here, a utility bag with a bunch of tools in them, and a tracking device and a communicator. So she has a good amount of accessories. I know a lot of people were comparing it. I forgot to put some photos of the body comparison. Some people saying she got nerfed, but to me, I think she still looks good overall. It doesn't deter me from getting the figure. I already have it on pre-order. I'm keeping it. I still think she looks good, and I'll put up.
There's another shot in these set of photos that says otherwise. I think it's just due to inexperienced posing or lazy posing, because someone actually took the time to actually
bad lighting
shape this thing, and man, she's got the curves are still there. You just got to make it happen.
As Shakira is saying, hips don't lie.
Hips do not lie. Yeah. And I noticed it. I mean, they did this on purpose here. I know which one you guys are talking about. And I was like, they knew what they were doing. Whoever was doing this posing, they wanted to emphasize or highlight,
tone it down a bit, and they just bury the good one in there.
One that she's looking back. She's kind of looking. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Not
that was kind
one.
of blatant, but that one's. What they were doing there. Yeah, man. There's a lot of. Yeah, you're kidding. I didn't realize how many photos were in here.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Just to get to that one, almost there. I think you're almost there.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's the shot.
They knew what they were doing with this.
Yeah,
I
I
was
saw this
looking
on
right
video.
at it.
Yeah. That's right. I didn't even catch that. Yeah.
Chopper's like,
Yeah.
Wait. I first of all, as we pay tribute to Classy Thomas, let's come on. He would love this shot right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah.
He would.
He would have. Definitely would have said something. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, I haven't compared the actual bodies of prototype to the finals. I just have a photo of the head sculpts here that we'll look at in a second. So, I don't really see. It wasn't that noticeable to me. Like I said, I still think she looks good. But anyone else getting her, pre-ordering her, or anyone else have any thoughts on?
I want this whole crew so bad, man. I think this is some of their best work. This Ahsoka line, they're doing an amazing job with all. They all look fantastic, man. I mean, some of the little nitpicks that I've seen as far as the head sculpt being too soft, I mean, it's so minor. To me, I think it's insignificant, man. I think she looks fantastic. And again, going back to the body shape, I mean, hey, just pose it up. Take the time to pose it up. You can get everything you want, in there. So just not straight up and down, but she looks fantastic. There's a shot in there with her, Sabine, and Ahsoka that looked amazing. All of them look really damn good, man. It's an amazing line. It's great to see the Rebels crew actually brought to life in live action, and yeah, I love it. I love this line, but the only thing I'm getting are just the troopers in this line, and that's it. But yeah, it's an amazing set.
I have it pre-ordered.
Yeah. You do, Valkyrie?
Yeah. I just pre-ordered it like a day ago.
Oh,
nice.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, damn, I almost forgot. Yoink.
They're all available, aren't they? Or most of them?
Except for like one of the two of the troopers, I think.
Yeah, just the troopers are out of stock right now, are waitlisted. But as far as like all the head sculpted characters, they're all still available.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I haven't checked in a minute. Yeah.
I have Thrawn. I think this is an excellent line. I actually enjoyed the Ahsoka show. I know not everyone did. I enjoyed the show. And I'm not getting the Ahsoka 2.0, even though I do think it's a superior figure. To me the 1.0 is good enough for me. The Rosario Dawson version.
Yeah.
And so I have that, from the Mando series. And I got Sabine, I got Thrawn, I got Balin. I do have Shin Hati on pre-order. I don't have, and I have Chopper already. I don't have Hera yet because there's a limit of how many pre-orders I want. But I have a bunch of rewards points that come due next Saturday, and almost like $100 worth, basically.
Nice.
And so I've been checking every day to make sure this doesn't go on low stock.
Suck.
Yeah,
well, suck, man.
If it goes on low stock, I'll just have to pre-order it and bite the bullet. But hopefully for the next week it'll be all right, and then I could save some money on this because I definitely want this figure. So hopefully next Saturday I'll pre-order it.
Yeah, I thought I might be mistaken though, because I haven't checked. Maybe someone else can check, but I thought she was already waitlisted on Sideshow. I could be wrong.
I checked yesterday; she was still available.
Was she? Okay, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else here that we saw. But either way, I was going to say, Adam, of course, there's always other places you can get it too. It's not.
Yeah, I can get it a couple other places.
It'd be nice to use the Sideshow points for sure, your rewards, but
still available for pre-order.
Okay, nice. Good. Thanks, Mario. But yeah, if you really want it, I'm sure there's other places you can get it as well.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah. Anyone else got any thoughts on Hera?
Yeah, and she's on pre-order. Just waiting.
She looks good.
Yeah.
Does look good.
Yep. Topper agrees.
I think it's a little off compared to the prototype, but it's not like insanely off.
Yeah.
So speaking of, let's take a look at that. Yeah, we got the prototype on the left, final on the right here.
The lighting is completely different here, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always the case with all these, right? Anytime I show these, it's just kind of more for like reference. But yeah, of course, you got to factor in the lighting, and then one is obviously a prototype compared to a final. So there's going to be some. Typically, there's like with all Hot Toys, we see this all the time. There's some downgrade typically, but yeah, the lighting and seeing it in person, right? That does alter some of the figures when you get them in hand. I've experienced that firsthand. I mean, yeah, again, it's not a dramatic night and day difference, but you can see some differences when you do get it in. So yeah, just take this for what it is. Don't take it for face value, but just again, this is just for reference, just to give you somewhat of idea of the comparison between proto and final. But yeah, you were going to say, Bean?
No, I was.
Is there anything else you're going to add, or no? Or was that Adam?
No, I think they did they've really done a great job on this line of figures. It's one banger after another.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
I think it was Jay, Brother Cousins, that had mentioned also that whenever the figure comes out and they drop the blogger photos, how I think some of them should be obligated to try to recreate some of the poses that were done when they were first solicited, also within the same similar lighting as well, just so that we can actually get that fair comparison, between the two, because There's a lot of times there's sometimes actually where we're seeing blogger photos and they don't really do the figure any justice as soon as collectors start to get them in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I've definitely seen that. Yeah,
Like that
there's
Scarlet
there's
Witch.
some blogger photos. What's that?
Yeah.
Lee?
So like that Scarlet Witch,
Oh,
that blogger should be fired.
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't think they were that bad, but
The sculpt on that thing looks great. Is just like the curly
The way
fry
he
hair,
laid-
man.
The
I
way
didn't
he
like.
laid her hair down, that on
Oh,
those
I
first few photos, that dude should be slapped.
Unforgivable.
That's not how her hair is, and he knows.
You know, guys, I tell you what, though, because for a long time I've been saying these, this photographer should be fired or that photographer should be fired, and maybe there are some bad photographers. I'm not saying there's not, but as someone who in professional capacity, I deal with photographers a lot. It's not necessarily the photographer; it's someone in their PR department who's not doing the right job of managing the photographer. You have to manage the photographer and give the photographers, like Darth Profi was saying, clear, specific directions of the type of poses. Like, you just had an excellent idea. They should replicate the same pictures, at least they don't have to all be the same pictures, but some of the same pictures from the prototype. And I think they need to give these photographers clear directions of how the photos should be taken, and or just say, hey, these aren't good enough. You gotta give me something else.
Well,
And
that could be.
that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that could be like when they send off for approval to Hot Toys. I mean, like you said, yeah, their PR should have a better eye for these things. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I wonder if they just kind of leave it up to they just hire the photographer and they're like, hey, you know what, just do your thing, we trust you. And I think it would be good to have some guidance in there to like what you guys are saying, Mario and Adam, just at least for the whoever's approving these, to tell them, hey, just at least throw in a couple of photos replicate some of the photos from the blogger photos or poses, I should say. Try to do your best to replicate those, and everything else, have at it. So it's a mixture of both, right? They can have creative freedom, but also have some sort of reference to compare to the prototypes. I think that would be good.
Because if I sent out for work, if I sent out to the media a photo where people's eyes are closed and they're not looking the right way, my boss ain't going to say it's the photographer's fault. He's going to say, Adam, what the fuck you doing? Well, do you look at the photos? And that's what I say to the Hot Toys PR people. Do you look at the photos?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't even know if there's any accountability for that. Because like Beam was saying earlier, we've all seen some blogger photos that are like, I don't know what the hell they're doing there or what kind of pose is that. Yep. But I mean, they still went through. So either I don't know if they still kept that person or they did end up replacing that person or what. But it just kind of seems like they just I don't know how it works.
After what Adam pointed out, it's the fault. It seems to be the fault of both of them. The ones that don't know how to pose, who don't know the character, and then the PR from Hot Toys not doing their job and due diligence to being like, this is a shitty photo.
Yeah, because someone has to approve it, right? Like you guys are kind of implying. Yeah. Someone has to look at it and be like, you know what? Okay, these are good.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah,
you'd hope, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. You would hope, but that's the thing. We don't know what they're doing.
I'm sure they're relatively a small business, say compared to Hasbro, but they're still a business that's dealing with like some major players at Disney. I mean, this is like dealing with a multi-billion-dollar company and like some of the biggest IP in the world. So you think there'd be some tighter controls of how the message goes out.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think these blogger photos are pretty good, though. I think they did a good job with this one. Like going back to the...
sure. Like
personally, I think going back to the sculpts here, there is a downgrade. Again, soft. That's usually the case, right? With the final... It's usually softer than the proto, and it seems like that's the case here. You can see more skin texture on the proto, but again, this is just probably just because of lighting. We always say the lighting, that could be a factor there. Maybe they're not highlighting certain things in the final, but either way, I think I still think it still looks good, and I'm keeping my pre-order. So I'm looking forward to getting this figure and putting her, like you guys say, with the rest of my Rebels or Ahsoka figures in here. But anyone else got any thoughts on Hera here before we go on the next one?
I really want it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when it finally gets here, that's all.
Yep, same. Yeah, I love in the colors too. How like the orange is just the orange and green and the contrast there, or they complement
pop.
Ashy.
It's gonna pop on the shelf,
they
man.
pop exactly. Yeah, man. Colorful line. I know we said this before too. It's gonna be this Ahsoka / Rebels line is colorful.
Do we know, is that a real leather jacket or is it pleather?
I believe it's pleather because it didn't say anything about leather in the description.
Probably it's pleather.
Probably leather-like.
Leather-like. There you go. Yeah. That's more
Leather-like.
accurate. Yeah, leather-like. Yeah. Yep. So make sure you treat it accordingly. Whatever you use for your treatment of your leather-like materials, have that ready. All right. Here, let me address the chat before we go to the next one. We got Jogron in the house. I always have trouble pronouncing that, but AKA Lane, Jogron 2 says, looks like Yelena. Yep, for the Thunderbolts win up. Thank you, Lane, for that tidbit there. Yeah, Gio also mentioned that. So yeah, we'll take a look at this. I think we may actually at least take a look at it, but I think I'll include more info on that on the next stream, which actually should be this week. And I'll go into that here towards the end when we do our outros. But thanks, Lane, for joining us. Appreciate the info as well. L Walker saying, yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I agree, man. I agree. Definitely coming home. Ashley saying she lost her Botox butt. Yeah, her Botox right in the butt talks. Yeah. A lot of people share that same sentiment there, Ash. Yeah, but either way, it still looks good to me. Let's see here. Yeah, he's saying stick some padding and you're good. Yeah, just stick some of that fat suit padding they put on other figures and color it. Clinton Martin in the house. What up, Clint? Said howdy, folks. Thank you for coming through. He has an appropriate avatar photo there of Balin as well. Yep. R.I.P. R.I.P. All right. So going on to the next one here. So another release recently, which was, let me see, this one was released. What was it? A couple of days ago. Yeah. The 26th of May, we got Ahsoka Tano, young Ahsoka. This is the Padawan Ahsoka, also from the Ahsoka show. Let's see, I mentioned, she was released a couple of days ago, the 26th, announced February of 2024. So a little over a year for this one, $255 USD. And of course, she's a shorter figure here because she's supposed to be more of like a teenager, standing a little over 10.5 inches, so 27 centimeters. And again, Hera was at 11 inches. So I don't know if that is totally accurate, but I mean, again, I'm not, as long as they're close enough for me personally. But I know some of you may be a little more detail oriented with that and want, you guys can tell me if that's accurate or not. So rolling eyes, seamless arms, just to recap some of the features here. So seamless arms. I don't know if the shoulders are, but I mean, they're covered anyway. So I don't think it matters too much, at least in my opinion. May matter to some people, but they're covered, so I think it should be good. But yeah, seamless arms, newly sculpted blue and white striped montrals and Leiku as well, similar to Hera, right? She has the embedded wire in her Leiku, and Ahsoka has it here as well. 6 hands, just 6 hands, right? Not 6 pairs of hands, so don't want to make the same mistake there. USB powered lightsaber. So, typical lightsabers that the Jedi have been coming with from Hot Toys. So you got one hilt, non-powered, one USB powered, then your static blade and your woo dynamic blade. That's typical. Sand base with no feet prints. That's right, no feet prints, same as Cody. So doing away, sounds like they're just kind of giving you the basic standard bases, sand bases here, and starting to catch on, hopefully, of not removing the footprints there. Those when I discussed this when this was announced, I believe I put it up. Yeah, we had discussed this. I'm passing on this personally. This is not an Ahsoka that I need in my collection. I think I already have all the Ahsokas that I need. I got the Clone Wars one, the Mandalorian one from the Ahsoka show. Sorry, from the Mandalorian, that show, that Ahsoka, and I think actually that's it. So I'm good with those two. If they do make a Rebels one, though, I think I might pick up that one. One from Rebels. That might be tempting. Not the like pseudo Rebels from like Ahsoka the White, but like, more of like an animated version type of like what they did the Clone Wars. But if they did a Rebels version, then I might pick that one up. But definitely can see those who want to have like a whole Ahsoka line. Shout out to X-Man Supreme Dave. I know he's one of the ones who want to have like a whole lineup of Ahsokas, her progression and just her growing up, and that would definitely be a cool display. But yeah, it's a pass for me. Anyone else interested or passing on this one, or any thoughts on Padawan Ahsoka?
I'm kind of good with my Clone Wars version because that one didn't have any issues with it.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't have any. Yeah. Same. I don't have any issues yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Anyone think the lightsaber is too big for her on this one? I haven't compared to the actual like live action.
In that photo, no, but the other one you just showed did seem kind of huge.
You look kind of big.
Yeah. Like here, I'm wondering if they're just reusing certain sabers. And again, I haven't went back and compared this to other sabers that Hot Toys released, but I wonder if they just kind of are taking a modified version of sabers they have and just giving it to her rather than making one her size. I don't know. Or maybe that's accurate. You guys tell me. Like I said, I haven't compared it to the live action version yet of the show, but it just seems kind of big to me. You would think she'd have a smaller one.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So this one can actually bend the arms. She can do the cross-armed pose that the Ahsoka the White can't do. That's interesting.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Let me see. Was there? Yeah, I think there was a photo there.
I think you passed it by a while
Yeah,
ago.
it was back a little bit.
She had the
Okay,
goggles on. She was standing next to, I think she was standing next to Rex.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, right here. Yeah. They're kind of crossed. You just kind of bent 90 degrees and you kind of turn them inwards. So I guess you can kind of pull that off. Yeah. And
Looks
keep
like
it
a
all up.
wonky elbow though.
Because I just thought that was interesting. That was a pose that her character is in quite a bit in. Not so much the young version, but the Rosario Dawson
Right.
one.
Ahsoka
But
the
you
White.
can't,
Yeah.
I wouldn't try that with the figure. You'll break the arm.
Yeah. Again, just be careful. Read the instructions. Know the limits of your figures. Don't force anything. But it seems like it's capable of doing that. Whether you want to leave it in that pose, though, I don't know. It's your call. Your call. But yeah, anyone else? Is there anyone picking this up or pre-ordering this or creating an Ahsoka line?
I haven't decided yet whether or not I want to get this one. I've got Ahsoka the White, but I had the Clone Wars Ahsoka. I ended up selling that one.
You did?
Snips
I'm
would be cool, but
bro.
a Snips would be cool. But I feel like I got to get that Anakin, that Clone Wars Anakin that came with it too. So, or that
The
goes
Riz
along
one.
Yeah, the Riz one.
And that's exactly what I'm thinking for my collection as well, man. Because I mean, I have a vision, right, of having Clone Wars Kenobi, along with the live action Ahsoka and Clone Wars Anakin, on the shelf with their respective squads.
Mhm.
You know, so I think that could kind of stand out a little bit. So I'm considering this one, and also the Anakin from the same line, from the Ahsoka line, just to put with the 501st. So, but I think this looks fantastic, though, man. Again, we get the sand base with no footprints on this one as well, too. So I gotta love that. But they did a great job too with the likeness on this thing, man. I think it looks just like the actress, and it's a bummer that they didn't give her two lightsabers, man. She was dual wielding at the time, but not in Ahsoka itself, in the actual flashback scene. But I mean, in general, she had two hills. She had two lightsabers. Should have given us the yellow one also, or orange, or whatever color it is. But yeah, I think it looks great, man. I really like it.
I may pick this up.
No, I said I'm considering it. I'm considering it.
Sorry.
Just because what I can see on my shelf right now, like I said, with her and the updated Hayden Clone Wars Anakin to go with this and the rest of the 501st in the background, that'd be a sick display, man. So
yeah. No, that would, yeah.
I'm conflicted.
Adam,
we'll see.
Well, let's full screen me for a second. If you don't
Full
mind.
screening. Yep. Let's see. How do I make it even bigger? Let's see.
Oh.
Nope.
All right. So above my head,
How did you do that?
you'll see there's the top right shelf. You'll see there's a Clone Wars. So I don't know. Maybe she can go between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Upright. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. Yeah.
We're on the Titanic here. Roar!
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I am thinking about it. But
So
this
it
is
sounds like
I'm
there's-
not pre-ordering it. I'll probably wait till if it's in stock at Sideshow or if it goes waitlist, then I'd get from like Underground Figures or something.
Yeah, this one was still available. I've never seen this one, and that one's up also.
Oh, hey Adam.
but-
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all right. It's
Yeah.
okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how long does your shipments from Underground Figures take to get to you?
Because he's in Rhode Island and I'm in New York. It's like 2 days, maybe a day.
Man.
So it's
Mine's
good.
8
yeah.
days.
Well,
Pretty good,
that's
Uncle.
like
It's
that's
across the country. Yeah.
that's
Oh,
like
yeah,
me
that's
getting
right,
stuff
yeah.
from Sideshow. It's like
Yeah, that's
they're
right.
better
yeah.
off they're better off setting smoke signals and homing pigeons.
Yeah.
Valkyrie, are you on the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm in Seattle, so I get my
Okay, then,
stuff
yeah.
from 3 days from Sideshow.
Yeah, it takes the same for me. Whenever I order from Underground, it's usually about 7 days or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still love them though. It's just that time.
Yeah. No,
When
for
Big
sure.
Bad is on point, then it only takes a day because they're literally hours from me.
Oh, nice.
Hours from me.
Big Bad
Yeah.
Toy Store.
Yeah, Big Bad Toy Store.
I
It's
got one
nice
of
to
those.
live
They're pretty
close
good.
by to the distributor, man. I mean, like for me, Sideshow, next day. Entertainment Earth,
Yep.
next day. You know, I love
Nice.
it.
Yeah, similar. I think mine may be a little a day longer, but sometimes it's like the next day or like a couple of days after for me as well. Like being in Northern California. But yeah, that's one of the perks. Right, of living close by. But on the other hand, right, if I have to wait, like for example, something from pop culture that takes a while. I know Chase. If Ash Chase here in the chat, he was mentioning that he is like similar, right? He doesn't have to wait that long because he's just there. So it's just the advantage, right? It's just kind of one of the perks of living local. But yeah,
No, I order stuff. I know my figures. He's hanging out the Grand Canyon. He's going to Vegas. You know, they
all over the place. Yeah,
the figure goes to get some Kansas City barbecue. It's like
Yeah.
doing the whole country tour. You know, it's like National Lampoons.
yeah. Holiday Road. Let's see here. We got. Speaking of what you were talking about, Mario, about Ahsoka and this version, why she didn't come with 2 lightsabers. Maybe they might do another version here, like Clint Martin was saying here. Let's see, where is he at? Yeah, he's saying I could see them doing a 2.0 of the Clone Wars Ahsoka with her likeness, since she did show up in the Ahsoka show in that outfit. So there's that option. Another option could be, what if they redid this version of Ahsoka in like a more animated Clone Wars type look? So what if basically they do like a 1-for-1, right? So they redo this version again, kind of more towards the Clone Wars version, and then they do what Clinton was saying, like they do a 2.0 of the Clone Wars Ahsoka, but more like in a realistic version with
Possible. Yeah.
Ariana
I
Greenblatt.
can see
Yeah,
them doing it.
yeah. I wouldn't rule it out completely. So that's always an option for those of you waiting for that. But yeah, good point, Clinton. He's also saying, I just found out that Ariana Greenblatt, right? That's how you're saying her name. And I have the same birthday, only 30 years apart. Nice. So you can pour one out for each other. Have birthday shots there for both Ariana and Clinton when that day comes. Let's see here. Yeah, always confirming also the shoulders are not seamless. You can see in one of the pics the joint in the armpit. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, nice. So well, there you go. But at least it's like I said, I couldn't even tell. I haven't seen a review on this, but so that's well hidden in my. Oh yeah, I can kind of see it here, I guess.
No, I caught
Yeah.
that during the prototype, man. That was a nitpick on LWO. I was ripping it apart for that.
Really?
Oh yeah. I totally caught it during the prototype stage.
But I mean, it bothered you that much? Like,
I mean, if they're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna try to pull off a seamless look, but
Yeah.
then hey, there's that hinge. But I think for the reasons of possibly that armpit ripping over time,
Yeah.
I can completely understand why they did it. It's not. I don't think it's that bad.
oh, I see. You were talking about here. This.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's noticeable. I see that. Maybe I think this is the one Clinton is referring to. Also, okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah. I mean, but at least it's not like Valkyrie, right? The Valkyrie from Love and Thunder. Was it Love and Thunder?
Yes.
King Valkyrie, right? How she was like visible arm, joints, shoulders. Sorry. Right. So like I had something here. And I guess her suit just like lends itself to it. So that personally wouldn't bother me. I mean, I guess granted, I'm not getting this, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But for those of you, who are getting this and kind of worried about that, at least there's some covering. But I can, definitely see some people would just prefer to have seamless all around.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I don't think. I don't think
Yeah.
it's a deal breaker, but I can understand why some would cancel on it.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
not
I see what
yet.
you're saying now. Yeah, I can see why you guys were kind of picking that apart there. Okay, let's see here. L Walker saying I love Seattle. Yeah, like I was telling Valkyrie, I need to go up there sometime. Yeah, I've been wanting. That's one of the spots I've been wanting to go to is Seattle. There, someday.
Anytime, I'll be the best tour guide.
Someday. Yeah,
I went up there once a long time ago in my teenage years, and it was nice. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful day up there. I was so surprised on how late the sun goes down, though. Like at 9:30 at night, man, I was getting sunset.
Yeah,
You know?
summertime
Yeah,
is great because the sun is up by like 4 a.m. in the summertime, and it goes down at like almost 10 o'clock.
that's insane, bro.
Yeah, but the
Then
winter
when I was,
is the opposite. The opposite. It's
Holy
like
shit!
the sun comes up like around 8:30 in the morning, and
Wow.
it goes down like at 4:30 p.m. in the wintertime.
oh, that's
Wow.
insane. That's insane. It's just the rain, though, man. I mean, when I first got up there, it was nice. The next day I left, raining.
Summertime though is great because it's usually sunny the whole time in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's the wintertime where it's just like dark and rainy.
Valkyrie,
it's right here.
did you live there during the heyday of the grunge music in the
Yes,
90s?
yeah. I've lived here since 1980. Oh,
wow.
I'm aging myself now.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Favorite show of all time
is
is set in Seattle. So
Yes.
which one's that one?
Frasier.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
That's a
I
great
was more
show.
of a Seinfeld person myself. Gravitated more to
Seinfeld's good.
Seinfeld. Yeah. Damn. Clint Martin is also making a here, kind of pointing out that there are four Ahsokas and none look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they each have unique looks and styles, right? Obviously, the Rosario one, the Mandalorian 2, Ahsoka the White, those are pretty similar in face sculpts. Although obviously the Ahsoka the White has a better sculpt, but the what do you call it? The
outfits are completely different.
right, yeah. But I meant like the
Face sculpt, the
resemblance. There, that's what I'm looking for. The resemblances, yeah.
Resemblance,
Somebody, yeah, there. That's the word I was looking for. Resemblances there, but yeah, for the most part, they all have different, appearance, designs, outfits overall. I'm forgetting what the I guess this is including this one. This would be 4, right? Because you got the Mando, Ahsoka the White, Clone Wars, and then this would be the 4th Ahsoka. Is that 4 of them?
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. This will be the
Right?
first.
Okay.
This will be the 4th one. Yeah.
Gotcha. He's also confirming here is like I thought the hilt looked gigantic in some of the pics, but I am told that it is accurate. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I haven't checked for that.
Yeah, they look
myself,
huge.
but- yeah, but thanks for that feedback there, Clinton. Yeah, it just seems weird. I'm curious now. I want to go back and check that. I should have compared that, but yeah, that's huge. So, real quick, as I normally do, again, just for reference, just for you guys, for those of you that are curious, here's the proto versus the final head sculpts here. So proto on the left, and final head sculpt on the right. Again, I think it looks. I think for the most part, it looks pretty good. Again, different lighting, so it's kind of hard to tell. The one on the left has way more lighting than the one on the right. And I did increase the brightness a little bit on the one on the right, so you can kind of at least see it somewhat. But some people had mentioned that she was a little like her face was a little wider, a little chunkier. But I don't know. I don't see it. It looks the same to me. But again, I'm not.
Yeah,
As long as they're pretty close. Yeah, as long as they're pretty close, it doesn't really bother me. But
To me,
again,
the final looked better.
All right.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say that the proto looks like the soft
That's an
one. Right?
improvement.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's interesting, but
Just
again, I don't know if
sometimes
that's just because of the
rare
lighting. What's that?
Which is rare from Hot Toys. Usually something off.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, again, I don't know if it's the lighting or what. Maybe we can't. On the proto, anyways, the lighting there's just too harsh there, or it's just too much, and so it's kind of we don't see some of those details or the texture on there. I don't know, but it's probably just the one I picked. But either way, yeah, I still think it looks good for those of you picking this up and getting this. I think it's a win personally. I'm sure some people may have some nitpicks or some see some things that could be improved on. But either way, I don't know. I think this is a win in my book. But
Did anybody do reviews on this thing yet?
Not that I've seen.
I haven't seen.
Could be wrong.
No.
Yeah, I haven't seen any.
I'd have to look.
As earlier today, I was looking. I didn't see any, so I don't know.
Yeah,
There's some now.
I'm curious about the body. See how it compares to the Clone Wars Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, curious to see the height difference and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good comparison, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Now, yeah, I'm really curious to see if Hot Toys does do that approach that we were talking about earlier, where they redo this version of Ahsoka, but kind of more of like an animated style look. That would be kind of cool. That one I might be a little more tempted on getting if they did that one justice. If they did that well. But yeah, I'm not sure that's gonna come out. We'll see. Blurred Dad. Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got notice. Yelena is announced, so we'll check that. We'll take a look at that also. Yeah, now I'm kind of curious. I'm curious who it looks like.
Who's Yelena?
Just take. Yeah,
What's she from?
Yeah. The
New Avengers.
Thunderbolts. Yeah, the new
New
Avengers.
Avengers.
New Avengers. Yeah. Let's see here. Movie can't say I went to Seattle during a Thanksgiving week. Okay, nice. So yeah, it looks like
Nice.
he's also up for going sometime. Yeah, I need to check that out. Yeah, Ash Chase. Yeah, pop culture's in Australia. Yep. Takes maybe
Yes,
a
it
week.
is.
Oh, okay. A week. I thought it was sooner for you. Maybe I'm mistaken. Okay, but yeah, well, it's one of my go-tos is pop culture. All right, so going on to, we got two more figures here. Next up, we have not the chosen one, but the spiritual one. Some people refer to him as Space Jesus.
Oh,
have-
yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi from Attack of the Clones. This is
Sound effect.
Obi de Jesus. 285. This was announced at 285 USD for the collector version. That's a sculpted. There's also an artisan edition 420. That's already sold out / waitlisted, as we touched on earlier. That went up and you had already sold out. A lot of people had. For those that wanted it, they didn't have any issues. For those who weren't able to get it, sorry, you missed out. Hopefully you're able to get it later on. Hopefully your waitlist converts if you're on the waitlist. Definitely get on the waitlist because I've seen people have success on that. So if you're wanting this and you missed out, definitely get on the waitlist. So you had nothing to lose. Let's see here. So the head sculpt does have rolling eyes, over 30 points. It says over, but 30 points of articulation here. So well posable. 2 interchangeable... let's see here. Yeah, 2 interchangeable arms. So including 1 pair of arms, so holding the courier droid, which we'll see here in some of these photos. 9 hands, the typical lightsabers, right? So you have your USB powered lightsaber hilts, and then 1 non-powered hilt. Your, again, blade in motion, your static blade, the courier droid, I mentioned a communicator, and then 2 lightsaber deflecting effects, which are awesome. And then I think you guys had mentioned in our chats that those same effects came with the Anakin from Ahsoka. These effects here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that one I didn't. I had forgotten about. So good call on that one. So it seems like you think these are just reuse? Are they the same exact ones?
Most likely.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, but yeah, this is not a look that I like for Obi. This is not one of my favorites, so I'm personally passing on this one. But again, I know this is one that people were eagerly awaiting or anticipating to kind of pair with the Attack of the Clones Anakin that they had already released. So this would be a good pairing. But yeah, here's that courier droid here, and apparently he comes with some interchangeable arms just specifically for this. So yeah, I'm guessing it's probably going to connect at the forearm. It's really non-posable. I'm guessing that's why they have replaceable arms, but I don't know. You guys tell me. I haven't really.
That's probably
it's
the
kind
case.
of under, right? Yeah, that's my.
I just don't understand why for this something so scene specific that's not iconic. I would say, you know, I mean, why would they take the time to bother to engineer such a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's cool,
Yeah,
but
so-
why you wouldn't just like pose the arms in that fashion? I just lift them up and do it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe there has to be more to it, right? There's like something engineering wise.
And the fact that it comes with long sleeves too. I mean, you can easily cover the wrist pegs, you know. Also, so it's like
It's-
not that
Yeah.
critical.
I predict that we're not going to see. Well, I don't think we're going to see anyone's collections in a couple years when this comes out. That's going to be set up with that look, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
You don't think so? This one
With the, I don't know.
with the
Maybe
courier
with the
droid?
one with he's holding the lightsaber. There's another picture. Just
This one
I
here?
can see this one being done. Yeah,
that one I can see.
yeah.
Do you guys remember that meme where they're at that club and they're all, Obi-Wan and Anakin are like dancing on the stage or whatever?
Yeah.
They took the poses of,
Yeah.
of them fighting or whatever. That's what that reminds me of. Of them.
This
of
here?
that meme. Of him hanging off that thing with both arms up. Looks like he's dancing.
Oh, I see.
It's
Yeah, it
it's not
does.
cool. It's not cool at
He's
all.
like hanging from the stage.
Yeah.
I was gonna say about this figure. It's just
Yeah.
funny because everyone calls it Space Jesus, but
Yeah.
they nailed it. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
That took a while for me to get that
Am I
one.
the only one that waiting for the Danny Elfman Batman theme to play after that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would that or The Simpsons. That kind of reminds me. Oh, the
Oh, yeah.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
I hear Simpsons
That's
now.
another
Yeah.
one.
Thanks, Adam.
Oh man. But yeah, Valkyrie, you were saying anything else you want to add? I know you have to go pretty soon, and Profi also. Anything you
Yeah.
wanna add on this
I
real
was
quick?
gonna say this is actually just a fun live stream, just impromptu thing. This is great. Just love talking figures, and aside from my joke about Space Jesus, this is actually I like all the Obi-Wan figures, so I'm pretty excited on getting the artisan version of this.
Yeah. Speaking of, let me jump to that real quick. I think I have that here as well. Switching. Yep. Here we go. Yep. Right here, the artisan. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to add, Valkyrie? Can you there? Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
I was just to say this one. I'm actually even considering like maybe even getting the sculpted hair also, just like I don't know, just for like a couple of different scenes or something like that you can make. I don't know if I'm being greedy or something like that, getting to Obi-Wan's, but that's
I'm
how
pretty
much I like this figure.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're not the only one. I'm sure there's others who are, again, those hardcore Star Wars collectors, or just hardcore Obi-Wan fans who want to get both and have multiple displays for him. But yeah, no, I totally get that. Yep. Anything else you want to say before you jump off, Valkyrie?
Oh yeah. Just want to say, it was fun streaming with you. I'm kind of glad that we all got to get together on this, and yeah, also just remember Classy Thomas. He was just a great guy. Just love him. He was an awesome person and great part of this community. He'll be missed, but we'll always remember him. And
For sure.
and thanks for having me on the show, of course, and streaming with all of you guys as well. It's been great. Thank you very much.
Good to see you,
of course,
Valkyrie.
Yeah, good to see you guys too.
Anytime, you're always welcome, man.
Good night, man.
And, yeah, like I said, I'll have his link in the description below for his IG. Some great photos, so check out his content when you get a chance. Valkyrie,
Yeah.
Magnus, and I'll put that in after the stream. But yeah, thanks again, Valkyrie.
All right, thanks.
All right, yep. Have a
Good
good
night,
night,
dude.
sir.
You two guys too. Thanks. Take care.
Later.
Bye.
Yep. All right, Profi. I know you want to head out as well. You're gonna get some sleep. Anything you want to say before you jump off? Anything you want to add to get your thoughts on this, or give me some quick takes on Vader, if you want? No pressure.
You got Vader coming up. I'll stick around for Vader, bro. That's Vader.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right.
Come on, bro. I mean,
Change the tune. Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
Right.
come on, bro. I'll stick around for Vader.
He's not saying later till Vader.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
Oh,
Nice,
nice.
nice.
Look at that spitting rhymes. Look at that.
Ah.
All right. Well, I guess since we're on you for now, you have any thoughts on Obi-Wan here on Attack of the Clones Obi?
There are some things in the sculpt that's completely throwing me off. I mean, I think the sculpted version does look a little bit better than the artisan, but there's just something about it that just. Some people were saying he looks a little bit older, but I think in the sculpted version he doesn't. It looks a little bit younger from the pictures that I'm seeing here. It's not the hair. I think the hair is fine on both versions. I don't think the likeness is 100% with these pictures based off of Yeah, this one and the other one, they look completely different.
Yeah, so here's the
I mean,
artisan, right?
yeah.
Same figure. Then switching
Right,
back.
right.
Bam.
Yeah, they look different. I know they're different angles. I totally get that, but I don't know. There's just something about the artisan that just doesn't do it for me, man. I mean, I think another thing too of Hot Toys, like, if you're really gonna go artisan, why don't you do artisan? Why don't you do like what you call it, wool implantation with the beard as well? I mean, Anar did it for Gandalf. Why can't y'all? I mean, shit. If this is supposed to be like your top, you know, if this is what you want to present as the best of the best, you know, for the line of figures you got out there. I mean, you go all out, man. Don't just go, you know, rooted on the hair. We've seen that dozens of times that weren't really advertised as artisan or wool implantation glued or whatever like that. That looked pretty damn good. I mean, case in point, the Civil War Scarlet Witch that I have, that looked fantastic, man. And that was just like a regular Barbie doll hair. You know, Black Widow, same thing. The version that I had for Civil War, the hair looked amazing, man. And I know sometimes they were hit and miss with the rooted hair, but still, dude, I really don't see the advantage for and for what they're asking for as far as the price is concerned with these things. You know, because all it is just rooted hair and the rest of it's just a regular Hot Toys figure like you would get with a sculpted version. You know what I mean? So but yeah, there's just something off about the Obi-Wan sculpt for the rooted version right here. Other than that, it's cool that they finally released it. I think it does. I mean, after all I said about the artisan version, I think it does kind of warrant that, you know. But I think there's still more that they can actually do to improve the head sculpt on this thing. What it is, I really couldn't tell you. There's just something off about it.
Yeah, no, I think I kind of see it like going back and forth now. Like I didn't make a side by side like on a slide comparing the two, but yeah, just going back and forth between these, it does look like, yeah, for some reason the head sculpt is slightly different. Maybe it's just like my eyes playing tricks on me or something, but I don't know. It's like, it does seem like there's something. I don't know. What do you guys think, Beamer, Adam?
You know, sorry,
I agree.
when you look,
I agree.
yeah, when you look at the pictures, you go back and forth. Me too. It does. I don't know which ones. That's the artisan, and the other one's sculpted.
Yep.
Right
here, sculpted.
Yeah. I have so I got the I was able to pre-order the artisan, and I'm excited for this figure. I have a bunch of the Attack of the Clones figures, and the one kind of hole in my collection has been the Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan. On that shelf now, I have the Obi-Wan where he's in the Mandalorian armor, and he's a placeholder there right now. So I'm like, when this was announced, this is a figure I actually been wanting. It's my least favorite look for Obi-Wan, even though as a kid of the 80s, I have a fond place for the mullet. But business in the front, party in the back.
Yes, sir.
But I'm excited that they've announced him. Which one? I think the other thing that I like that they did, as opposed to what they did with the Anakin Skywalker, is they gave whatever it was, 3,500, 3,000, whatever that number was for the artisan. But if you didn't want the artisan, or you weren't able to get in on time, you had the option of getting the sculpted. And I think Hot Toys should be doing that for all their artisan figures. Give people the option if they want a sculpted figure. And good for them for doing that. That should be the default position for all these figures.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. That's
Hey, Feezy, go back a couple slides for the sculpted version real quick.
okay. Going back.
Right there. Now switch to the artisan when you had up.
Switching back. Here we go.
There you go. Now this might be a better comparison, considering that they're both taken from similar angles.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that was just one photo over. Yeah, you're right.
So it looks to me like that. This one here looks like he's got the previous photo. Looks like he's got like hair product. He's got some gel in the hair. Obviously, that's
like
a sculpt
pomade or something. Yeah, I'm a damn man.
But the face looks a little different. Is it just me?
Yeah, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
What we were talking about. Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
The face looks different. Yeah, it looks a little more fuller in the artisan version. My man's been living good. He's healthy.
Yeah, and then here's again artisan. Yeah, there's I think so too. Like I said, I kind of see somewhat of a difference. It's weird. Maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe there is a difference, and they for some reason approached this artisan version different than the sculpted one.
Real hair makes him look older.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe.
Let me zoom in here on the artisan here on this. Because I mean, yeah, usually with prototypes, right? Hot Toys does better with their bearded hair, like it's a little more detailed compared to like when the final comes out. So I don't know.
True.
So let me see. Let me switch.
They
back
still
to
suck
the
at mustaches, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe, I don't know. The beard is a little more detailed, or because I mean, when they do prototypes, they usually they obviously just do the one, right? So maybe they didn't have the same sculptor who did the prototypes.
Go back
Maybe
to the artisan real quick.
I don't know. What's up, the artisan? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Artisan.
The mustache is
Yes.
fuller in the artisan than it is to the other one.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm saying.
also, also in the goatee area, around the ends of his bottom lip, the artisan looks to be more open. I
It is
mean,
different.
this one, the sculpted looks more open compared to the artisan. More
Yeah.
bald in those areas.
Different.
Yeah.
This also looks like it's painted brighter,
Mm.
like it's supposed
right?
to be.
Yeah.
Could be the
I
lighting.
think-
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think it's just the beard is sculpted differently for some reason. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong, but let me
Doesn't
know in
make
the
any
chat
sense.
or
Yeah.
comments. You know, it does.
Zero.
You're right. It should be the. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't say it should, but usually it's the same sculpt, right? They just add the wool hair. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know.
I mean, I think if you're going to do an artisan Obi-Wan, this is the one to do it in, because with the mullet there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you said, party in the back.
Well,
Back.
even Revenge
Not my-
of the Sith would have been a good one to do, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
you could have
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah. Speaking of, and to for clarification, Adam, so the artisan they did 3,500 of the artisan for
3,500.
this Obi-Wan. Yeah. But speaking of Revenge of the Sith and Mando Obi-Wans here, I did this comparison. So these are the Obi-Wans that we have Hot Toys has released so far, which I'm surprised. I thought it would be more, but let's see. Let me share this screen. All right. So we have here far left the MMS 477/478 from Revenge of the Sith. That's the oldest one. And then after that was a DX26 from Obi-Wan Kenobi show here. Then the TMS 95 from the Clone Wars with the armor, the Clone Wars armor. And then on the far right, TMS 126, also from the Clone Wars, but that was the exclusive Mandalorian armor there. So, yeah, go ahead.
And the clone, I have all four of these. And the Clone Wars and the Mandalorian, it's the same head sculpt. It's the exact
Yeah.
same head sculpt.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought as well. I have.
It's hard to
the
tell in
three
this
on the
in those
right.
photos, but they're the same.
Yeah. I have those two as well, and I got the Obi-Wan Kenobi from the show. I didn't get the Revenge of the Sith one. I think it was before I started collecting, so I was gonna buy backwards. But yeah, so if they did a Revenge of the Sith like a 2.0, I think I might be tempted for that one, especially if they put him out with a dark side Anakin 2.0, right? Oh man, that would be cool to have them both. I know they did the Vader, the exclusive, but that wasn't labeled Revenge of the Sith.
It makes
That was
sense for
just-
them to do that. That can
Yeah.
totally happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a possibility, and so that's at least what I'm hoping for. So fingers crossed that happens, and I would get both of those if that's the case. But yeah, you were gonna say, Adam, anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I actually would be tempted. I think that the head sculpt on this one, I was trying to, I guess you have to get some sort of connector or something. What I was hoping to do was to use the head sculpt from Mando and put him on the Revenge of the Sith. But because Hot Toys went about and changed how their head sculpts connect, you can't do it. You have to get, I think Justin's collection had some video, like you can use like an Iron Man connector or something for one of the Iron Man
I see.
figures to do it.
Gotcha.
Because then I would just use the Mando Obi-Wan Kenobi with just the Mandalorian helmet.
Yeah,
But
that's what I did. Yeah, that's how I have my. Even though it comes with the head sculpt, because like you said, like the Clone Wars one, the first one, the TMS 95, I have that one. And that's one I have with the head sculpt. But the Mando one, I have with the helmet to be like a Mandalorian.
yeah,
Even though I do have the Super Commando as well. I have that with the horns, but you know, it's just to have another one and have him with the lightsaber. Actually, that's a good option to have him. Yeah. Anyone else got any thoughts on all these Obis, or which ones do you have? Probably all of them.
I don't have any of them actually.
Oh no! Wow.
I
did
sold
have
the Revenge of the Sith version recently, so that one's
Yeah.
gone.
It's
I
been a
was
while,
able to
right?
get the GX26 off a wait list, so I'm looking forward to that one. The and the Clone Wars, the TMS-95. Yeah, I've got that one in hand too. They're beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love that figure.
Sure. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Beam?
I guess I'm still waiting for the Padawan. Obi-Wan.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Episode
we're
one.
due for that.
Yeah. So
You
this
notice
is-
matter
how all the
of times.
lightsabers have different colors? They're different shades of blue in all these pictures.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. That could be part of the Photoshop too, though. Part of the photo. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, the one on the far right is like really bright, a bright blue. So that looks like that could be Photoshop for sure. But yeah, I didn't actually compare those. Like the actual ones that I have here on hands. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, so that makes this Attack of the Clones Obi would make it 5. So there's 5. There'll be 5 Obi-Wan Kenobis from Hot Toys so far, and so they do the episode 1, which I think they will. I mean, it only make sense, like we were talking about earlier. They've done multiple other figures from Phantom Menace, so that could be another one they would put out again with Qui-Gon Jinn, a 2.0 Qui-Gon Jinn.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are
Yeah.
asking for that one. Yeah, so myself included, I would definitely get the Qui-Gon. But yeah, I think I think if they did another Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan, I would get that one. I would call it good. It's because that's a lot of Obi-Wans there. But again, similar to like we were talking about for the Ahsoka, right? The Ahsoka line. There's some Star Wars collectors who want, are big fans of Obi-Wan, and they have just their whole progression or different their shelf of Obi-Wans.
Plus the New Hope Obi-Wan you don't have here. The old man Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that one is overdue for an update, man.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it
I agree.
still looks fantastic, but damn, they can really update it.
Yeah.
I
That's
think-
one
I think
need
those
as well.
things-
Lightsabers.
I can imagine those are coming for the 50th anniversary in 2 years.
Oh,
hope
for
so.
sure. I don't think all of them, but I think a good, like the core characters, I think would easily get
Luke
one of those.
Skywalker, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but at the same time, Hot Toys and OT and anniversaries, they really don't mix. So I would hope so, but look what happened to Empire. I think most collectors or most Star Wars fans' favorite movie. We only got like a few figures, from that line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Was it the latest one, Chewie?
yeah, but look how long it took.
Yeah,
for
it
that
took
to
a while,
finally come
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they're not stopping there. Can't stop, won't stop. So hopefully. they
And
keep
this
on-
year's the 45th anniversary of Empire also, and so they could do something for that.
Oh, okay. All right. Year's not over yet. Year's not over yet.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, you're right, Adam. I forgot to specify that. This is just the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wans. I didn't put in the old man Obis in here. That's one I need as well, and I'm hoping they do a reissue or not reissue, a 2.0 of that one as well. Like you guys talking about from OT, redo the OT. So would definitely be
It still holds up, that head sculpt. It's really nice, but
Oh, yeah.
I think it can be improved though.
for sure. New technology, right? Anyone else got anything to add here on Obi-Wan from Attack of the Clones? I think I covered everything with this one here.
Space Jesus.
Yeah, space. Yeah, isn't there a musical or isn't they call like a space opera or something like that? Has to do like
I don't know, maybe.
in or something like that. I thought I heard something. Maybe I'm confusing things here. Maybe not.
Jesus Christ Superstar?
Maybe that's what it is, but that's something different, right?
Yeah, nothing to do with space. No.
Yeah.
But it's a musical.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, maybe I'm just confusing things. I'm combining things in my head. All right, so going on to the before I go on to the next one here, to Profi's long-awaited, anticipated figure to talk about here. We got Figurecraft in the house. Is like, yo, fellas, what's cracking?
Hey, Philly.
What's up, Philly Z? Thank you for coming through. L Walker saying, I don't think Hot Toys does beards. Yeah, yeah. Like Beam was saying, they have trying to get their mustaches down. So, they hopefully eventually they nail that. And with the prototypes, they usually comes out pretty pretty good. But yeah, when it comes to final production, not so much. Not so much. Let's see here. Congrats to Philly. Philly's saying he just got his Paul Atreides in. This figure is sick. Yeah, that's a consensus that I'm hearing, man. That Paul Atreides.
That Paul is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, everyone who's
Great figure.
got it that I'm aware of and that put up posts, they say nothing but good things about it. So yeah, congrats Philly on that, and for everyone else who just get. I know a lot of people are still waiting for theirs as well. That there's.
Well, after that mix-up, what happened? You guys remember that?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Damn. Let's see, but hopefully, yeah, that gets all sorted for those of you who had that issue. Like, yeah, damn, I know it means you have to wait a little bit longer, but hopefully you at least get that corrected. And I
was talking to John about that, and he was just like, "Oh," he was like, "Freaking, pain in the ass."
So, I bet, man. Yeah. As long as they get people like.
What was the mix-up?
Yeah,
I actually didn't, or if I heard, I don't recall.
They're the company that they chose to actually ship with. They shipped the wrong orders. So some were getting who ordered rooted got sculpted, and some who ordered the sculpted got the rooted.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ordered sculpted and you got rooted, you were probably happy.
I'm sure. Ain't no one.
And not saying a word.
Hey, man.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
the opposite, not so much.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yep. All right, here. Going on to the last of the Star Wars figures, going from Master to Padawan, who I guess some may call him now a Master, even though he never made it as a Master in the Jedi Council. We have Darth Vader here. Ouch, even though, he was a Master in his own right, on his own terms. This is Darth Vader from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith as well. Another one from Revenge of the Sith here. So this is $315 USD for the collector edition, and then $495 for the deluxe. And I'll go over some of the accessories here, the differences between the two. But both do have a special edition. There's a special edition that they each come with that includes a plaque, as you can see here in the lower left. Am I showing that? Yeah. So this the plaque is kind of like a little card. It's 95 millimeters by 62 millimeters, which converts to about 3¼ inches by just a little under 2½ inches. So it's like a small little plaque there, commemorating the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. You see here like the front and the back side. So both the collector and the deluxe edition comes with that. But yeah, this is scene specific, as some of you probably already can tell. And if you've seen, this is the end of Revenge of the Sith. And I talked about this a little bit on GeoStream when he brought this up. That this was basically, the culmination of the prequels, right? Everyone was anticipating this moment, and now, Hot Toys is delivered, and those collectors or fans of this can recreate that scene. So you have the collector edition here, and then let me pull up the deluxe. So both editions come with, let me go through with the thing that's the same in both. Okay, let me share. I'll share this one here. Okay, so they each have the Darth Vader helmeted head with the detachable helmet, rolling eyes. So this unhelmeted sculpt has the rolling eyes, 9 hands, which is like 8 pairs of hands, and then that, I guess what they're calling the 9th hand is like the crossed arms gesture that you can kind of see towards the bottom. There's some photos where he has his arms crossed. Right, so they're including that as a 9th hand. 2 capes, one wired, one not wired. So kind of more like a drape cape, which is awesome. Nylon suit, which a lot of people are pretty excited to hear and see that their Hot Toys is doing a nylon suit now. He has his LED lit chest panel, USB powered. His belt is also LED lit, USB powered. Of course, his saber is USB powered. Continuing with that, the typical Sith Jedi sabers, right? Powered hilt, one unpowered hilt, static blade with the interchangeable motion blade. So here's where the difference gets interesting, and some people have already pointed this out. So let me go back to the collector version here. So the collector version comes with everything I just read so far, but in addition, it comes with this LED space station theme base, LED light up. That's also USB powered, and it also has this space station backdrop here, right? So this is what you get with the collector edition only. So that's the collector / standard edition. The deluxe edition doesn't come with that. It comes with your standard, like, kind of rectangular Star Wars crate base here that you see here in the bottom right. So it comes with that. In addition, you get all the stuff up here. So you get the table, the operating table that rotates 90 degrees. You get the 2 interchangeable table arms, not interchangeable, but the table arms that attach to it, the mechanized, what they call mechanical arms. Let's see here. You get the 2 articulated droids that they have here. So you get those 2 droids, right? The ones that are operating on him and putting on his suit. You get a pair of, scrolling down here, you get these cuffed gloves, right? And we'll look at some photos here. The gloves with the cuffs on that he breaks off. And of course, we all know the scene, right after he rips them off. You get those. And let's see, what am I missing here? I said the droids and the base. Yeah, I think that's this interchangeable Mechno right hand, they say here. This Mechno mechanized right hand here.
Mechno.
It's interchangeable.
What's that? Word? Is that a word? Mechno?
Yeah, bam, right here. Read it and weep. Mechno.
Mechno.
Yeah, Mechno right hand. That's per Hot Toys Dictionary. Not Webster's. Yeah, it's Hot Toys Dictionary. So yeah, there's a lot of differences there between the collectors and the deluxe. Again, collector $315, deluxe $495. Same price if you get the special edition on Hot Toys or Sideshow website. So again, you're paying the collector price. You're paying $315 both for the special edition and the non-special edition. Deluxe, you're paying $495 USD for the special edition and non-special edition. For those of you that weren't aware. So yeah, this looks awesome. It looks, I think the head sculpt looks pretty good. Obviously, he's gonna have that moment before he puts on the helmet. He has this look. I haven't compared to steel yet to see how accurate it is, but yeah, here's the helmet here and the one of the table arms holding the helmet. And I like how they included this detail here where you know that scene in the movie where the helmet's being lowered and you kind of see the red lenses from the inside, and it seems like they kind of recreated that here. That's badass. Highly detailed interior of the helmet. They even have it here, right? That's a highlight feature. The back of the neck, screen accurate battle damage head sculpt.
Damn, look at that.
Yeah, like all this charge is burning. Whoop, and this
Lucky
scars he has here. Yeah, yep. Look at this right here. Rolling eyes, up close head sculpt. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this figure, both like collector and deluxe. There's just a lot going on between the two. I'm personally passing on this one just because I have I already have 2 Vaders, right? I have the Obi-Wan with the crack sculpt. Yeah, hold on, wait. 2 Vaders on hand. Obi-Wan, the Return of the Jedi, and I got the battle damage on the way. The full battle damage one. That one is sick. That one I'm looking forward to with the interchangeable helmet silhouette cape. So again, I gotta be a little more selective. And, I'm already have 3 versions of one figure, and I just said I had like 3 Obi-Wans. So yeah, this is a pass for me. But for those, like I said, who want to reenact that scene or replicate that scene at the end of Revenge of the Sith, yeah, that would be an awesome display. Although it would definitely be a space hog, right? If you wanted to have that whole table and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll pause there. I think I spoke enough. I'll turn it over to you guys. Anyone else got any thoughts on this, or is anyone getting this?
Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I am gonna get it. And I'm trying to, again, I have like 15 or 16 pre-orders, and with the tariffs and all that, I just kind of want to, I check every day to see is anything going on, gone soon. What's that thing called?
Low stock.
Low stock, because if it's something I want, even if it's something I'm not 100% sure and I might end up canceling it, I still sometimes will just put the NRD down, and then just see what happens. But I have 4 Vaders. I have the Obi-Wan, I have the New Hope, I have Empire, and I have Return of the Jedi. And like you, I have the is it the battle damage? That's what it's called, the one that's coming out.
Yeah,
where he's I have that. But this to me is this is one of the most exciting Hot Toys announcements I've seen in a while. Bless you. Just like that's one of the most iconic Vader scenes where he's on that table and with these droids, this looks freaking awesome. My only concern is, like you said, it's just the space, but I'll have to make space because this is freaking awesome. My only complaint is very, very minor. I just I don't like when they have if they should give the option to get the complete deluxe extra special deluxe edition, and you should be able to get all the stands. I don't know. I hate and this now the stand that comes with the collector edition, the basic version, is the same stand that the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure comes with. But what I would like is, and I wouldn't mind getting one.
Well, that's if you got the deluxe edition for the Obi-Wan.
Yeah, correct. The deluxe edition. But I like that cardboard backdrop of the shell of the Death Star. I don't know. I think that would be cool. Not necessarily with this figure, but maybe I would use another Darth Vader, or I would have that in my case behind the figures. I have one shelf where it's the Imperial. I have the Emperor, and I have Krennic, and I have Tarkin. I think that would look cool, but behind them. So that's, I know I could probably go on eBay or Instagram and find someone to do these things, but I think they really should include this. But that's just a very minor quibble. I think this is a freaking awesome. This is an awesome announcement, and this is coming home.
Oh, is it? Nice. Okay, so you're about to have, what?
I'm gonna get this
6 Vaders.
Not this version. I'm gonna get the deluxe one on the table.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I just wish
that'll be your. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wish that backdrop there. My one complaint is the backdrop of the Death Star. That should come with the deluxe edition of this.
Yeah.
With the table.
Yeah.
You can probably get those parted out on Toy Anxiety or something like that.
Yeah. No, I know. I just think it's cheesy that I'm gonna have to do that. I think they should give an option that you can get everything.
Hence the deluxe, right? It should be everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the point.
I agree.
The deluxe.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree with you, bro. But I think go ahead. I want to let Beam go because I'm gonna be a while talking about this thing.
It's cool. I mean, Vader's always cool, but it's not the version that I want. I mean, the accessories to me are cooler than the Vader.
Do you have the version you want?
I have the 40th on the way. That's the version that I wanted.
The Return of the Jedi one, right?
Yep. And then I have the battle damaged one with the cool cape. Those are the ones I really wanted. So I think I'm good on Vader, but the stuff that comes with the Super Deluxe.
Yeah.
The accessories are awesome. The table, the little articulated droids. Those are what I would really want out of this. But I'm passing on this for sure. Otherwise, just the little things that they always put in. It's just annoying sometimes. They do with a lot of figures. Mando, freaking all sorts of little add-ons that you should have went with the last one, or could have gone with the last one and didn't. And that's hot toys for you.
True. Yeah, that's how you get you to double dip or triple dip.
Mm-hmm. Which I can't. I don't have unlimited space like the other brother here. The blue tattoo.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
What doesn't he have in his collection, man? Damn.
I know, right?
That boy got everything.
Him and Moose, yeah.
Just seriously, Moose is insane.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Here's a look too. Here, it's in the description, it specifically says one table mechanical arm is for the helmet, and the other one is for his mask. So I don't know if you can interchange them or not, why you would want to do that, but if that option is there, or if it's just specific to those certain parts there. I'm not sure. Yeah, because in the description it just says one specifically for the helmet, one for the face mask that are attached to the table, and I don't see any way that the droids connect. They just have them floating, so I'm curious to see how that's gonna work.
No, don't they show them? Don't they show them on a pole somewhere, attached to some of the mechanic, right? That last photo.
Oh,
One more back.
One more back.
Right there. If you zoom in, look at the one that's holding the face mask.
Oh, I see.
Is there, or is that just a wire that's just there?
Looks like it's connected.
Oh, I think you might be right. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, yep,
okay,
right there.
Cool. Here.
Yeah, they might be held up possibly by that.
Yeah, okay, that looks pretty thin, but yeah, you're right. I think that's probably what it is.
No,
yeah, go ahead, Mario. Since we're on you, go ahead and let it rip, man.
Ooh.
Speak your piece.
So,
Speak your piece.
I honestly didn't think that I would be interested in something like this, but the thing is that now that I've envisioned a display for only Vader, right? There's a few Maji cases that I have. It'll basically be like a TV stand, you know. But I just don't want the hot toys. I mean, I got my Vader statues, my EFX helmet that I have right here, some lightsabers from all 3 movies, maybe 4. We'll see. Or 5. Shit, I don't know. I gotta see how many lightsabers are out there. The full size props that I want to get. Yeah, man. So going back to Adam's point, as far as like the deluxe having everything, I totally agree with what he's saying. But at the same time, for those that don't want to spend the money to have the table, there's something there for the collector who actually just wants that'll get actually something cool, that big old base along with the backdrop. You know, it's nice. It's a nice little display for those that may not have the room for, you know, such a big freaking piece like this. But either way, even that Vader base that came with the Kenobi Deluxe, that thing is huge. That's at least a giant footprint, man. You know, that's a huge base. Like for me, I want to display exactly like this. I want to have the table standing up, you know, upright, but I want to make sure that I don't want any of the accessories to actually kind of like fall or anything like that. So that's one of the things that I worry about. If they're friction fitted by the gantry or if they're magnetized. I think it was Philly that was telling me that for the Iron Man gantry, they all just the clips hang on to the helmet and all the other parts well enough to where they won't fall. So hopefully this will implement the same thing, because that's the way that I want to display it, with just like this with the exposed head sculpt and everything.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to get a second one also, the regular collector's edition, because I would like to utilize that backdrop and put the Emperor right next to him. Both of them looking out at the construction of the deck with that pose exactly.
Yeah.
Both of them looking out the Death Star.
And that's what they're thinking. You know what? As I talked about, I wish it was all in one thing. That's what their genius is, because they know that sickos like me and you might do that. We'll get both.
Absolutely, man. And the thing is, what's cool about this thing, if you really think about it, I mean, this is the beginning of Vader actually donning the mechanical suit. Yep. Right. So we got the Return of the Jedi version. We got this one. I've been calling it the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Yeah. Basically, nice, you know what I mean? So I think that's like a little
I like that.
You know, those two together will actually be really cool. Really be cool in the collection. Yeah. That wired cape. Okay, so all of you guys seem to have the battle damage Vader on order, except me. I slept on it. I mean, I slept on the well, I delayed my pre-order for so long that the exclusive sold out, and that's the one I really want. You know, every time there's an exclusive, I always go for it. You know, so I really want that extra piece, that extra little quarter of a mask that's on his face. You know, I'm a sucker that'll go for that. But I'm not a fan of the sculpted cape that they have on this thing. But I would love to swap that for this one right here. Put this wired cape on that Vader would be sick. Ooh, but it would have to be a little bit more tattered, I think. You could possibly do that, or I'm sure maybe like a Jackson Jew or another company will probably come out with a wired tattered cape for that specific Vader. But yeah, I love this thing, man. The head sculpt is insanely detailed, again, with the rolling eyes and everything. This whole setup where he's being constructed, absolutely love it. It would be cool if they would have gave us some other environmental pieces as far as the droids in the background that are concerned. If they would have put like the medical unit droid right there next to them, or if they gave us the opportunity to pick that up separately, I think I would totally do that just to complete that scene. You know, because that totally makes sense to have him on there, man, along with a couple of other things. And there's the Emperor in the back, just like grinning and all that, you know.
Yeah.
But I love this release, man. I'm actually waiting for to build up some points to get this guy, get a little discount on this thing, because this thing is freaking damn near $500 before tax and shipping, right? And then God forbid, let's see what happens with the tariffs by the time this thing ships. I mean, how much more could we possibly be paying on top of it? You know, what kind of tariff fees could we possibly be looking at? So that's something that scares me a little bit also. Coming from Sideshow, got to pay that tax, got to pay that shipping also. You know, where other places we can probably get it with a little bit more of a discount. Usually, yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna stop there. but yeah, we can get it a little bit cheaper elsewhere. But again, man, I'm just gushing over this thing, and I completely picture this thing in the display that I have envisioned. So myself, I've got I think I got like 7 Vaders, I think, right now. You know,
Nice.
so like
I believe it.
Got them all, dude. Got them all. Even the quarter scale Hot Toys. I was considering selling that. I'm like, nah. For what it's going for right now, ain't no way. Nah, I'd rather keep it. You know, I'm glad that I did, because now that I actually have that, you know, envisioned for the display that I want. But yeah, I love this thing. This is nice. This is really nice.
All right, so let's reiterate. How many are you getting?
1 for sure. Considering 2.
All right, considering 2.
Considering 2.
Adam,
but remember, the saga this is Darth Vader's story. It's Anakin Skywalker
absolutely
/ Darth Vader's story. So
Yep.
he's the main character. I mean, certainly I'm not going to talk about the sequels, but the first 6 films, he's the character. And you know what? The other genius thing that they have, as much as I love that new Palpatine that they just announced, I'm like, well, I have the Emperor, I have the Clone Wars Palpatine, and I have the Darth Sidious that they announced last year. I had that on pre-order. That's supposed to come out this year. I'm like, do I need another one? But now,
the thing is,
now I do, because to stand next to
him. Do you really? Because the thing is, I think that Palpatine they show at the end, he's neither of those. I think it's the one that Return of the Jedi. If you take a look at his outfit again, it's not the one I just bought for pre-order. It's not the one that reflects that. I think it's a different robe, and I'm pretty sure it's the one that Return of the Jedi one.
At the end of Revenge of the Sith, he's wearing a dark robe, but the one that they just announced, it does come with a dark robe, a red robe and a dark robe.
But there's a red velvet on the inside, which I don't think he's wearing that.
Gotcha.
It might be different.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, you're talking about Emperor Palpatine,
right?
Right. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking.
Yeah,
about
for that specific scene at the end of the Revenge of the Sith, I just think that the Return of the Jedi version would suffice.
So they'll probably come out with the one just for that scene, because to me, the perfect Palpatine for that to go with this Vader is one where he's got that shit-eating grin after he, when it appears that in your anger you killed Padme.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, she was alive, and he's got like that grin, like Palpatine's he's having the best day of his whole life. You know, everything, everything is roses for him.
Yeah, he's popping bottles that night.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so this is and I guess you kind of, there was probably some suspicion, right? Once they put out that Palpatine from Revenge of the Sith, like that version recently, that they would kind of follow it up, right? Because, like you guys mentioned, is this scene specific? There's 2 scenes where you can use. Oh no, wait, actually, so yeah. So that was scene specific to when he, I guess, what do you call him? Like he gives Darth Vader, Anakin, the title of Darth Vader, like that whole scene with like that showdown him and Mace Windu, right? And then there's this one
transition.
Here. Yeah, the transition. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they may. No, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe they will do another Palpatine, but then again, they just put out another one from Revenge of the Sith. So would you think they would put out a third one for this scene here, for like this when they put on Vader's his suit, is like his whole this suit right here?
Say that again?
Or no? Do you think they would put out another like what you guys were just talking about? Do you think they would do another Palpatine seem specific to this, where Vader's donning on this whole uniform, this whole suit.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, they could. Next May the 4th. That seems like
why
they
not?
release these.
Why
That
not?
would 3 from Revenge of the
The
Sith.
same movie, Revenge of the Sith. That'd be 3.
Yeah, I was about to say no, I don't think they would, but then again, like you guys said, I'm like, I wouldn't put it past them. But again, yeah. So, and I mentioned before, I'm not really big on like pointing out the finer details, the little nuances between suits of characters, right? As long as to me they meet the mind's eye, and there's something exaggeratingly different or dramatic about it. So for here, for example, I wouldn't have been able to tell you what the differences are between all the Vader suits. I know, Mario, you can, and I'm probably sure.
Oh, it's night and day right here with this comparison here.
Yeah, right here I can see in the chest plate for sure, but everything else I would definitely have to like look at closely. Like I can
like
look at it now, the chest panel.
Comparing
here.
the Mark 1 Iron Man to the Mark 7 Iron Man. They're completely different suits. So
Yeah.
that's the way that
To
I
you,
see it.
Yeah,
that's the way that I
to
see it.
you have an eye for that, but I can see obviously this here. This part, this chest, shoulder piece
guards,
is different. Yeah, the shoulder guards and this chest.
The helmets are completely different. Face masks are different. Chest box is different. Gloves are different. The cod pieces are different. The lightsabers are different. So
someone, I think it was Eddie that pointed out when we were talking about this on GeoStream that the gloves here, he has gloves here, and I didn't notice he didn't have any gloves on this new one.
No, the gloves are shorter. Actually, the gloves are a lot shorter on the Revenge of the Sith version than they are for the standard release. Because if you look, they go just less than halfway up his forearm compared to the one on Return of the Jedi on the left. You see that goes up damn near up to his elbow.
Here, but here I don't like. I can see it here. It's like obvious, but here it doesn't look like he has glove. Or is this it? Or is it just like a ring?
That's it
right
right
there.
there. That's it right there.
Yep.
Exactly where you're pointing at. That's it.
And if you look on the other arm,
okay.
behind
Here it
the
doesn't look
cable,
like he has gloves.
you can see the little notch.
Yeah, they're much smaller.
Yep.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so like stuff like that, I wouldn't have caught unless someone pointed it out to me. But I do agree the helmets are different. You can see the differences in the helmet. I did go back and check the heights of the Vaders, and it seems for the most part they're pretty similar in height. The Hot Toys for the previous 3 I looked at, including this Vader one. I looked at the Vader, I think, and the Obi-Wan, and they're pretty similar in height. So yeah, I guess it would just be the suits that would be different. But I got the Vaders I got because again, there's something unique about them, right? The Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader has the split helmet.
I love that one, man.
Yeah, right. That was badass. The obviously the Return of the Jedi one has the light up helmet, and then the unhelmeted Sebastian Shaw head sculpt, right? Sebastian Shaw, that's the name, right?
Yes, sir.
Shaw or Stan?
Yeah.
Which one? I get it mixed up too.
I was about to say Stan, but I'm like, no, wait, that's Winter Soldier.
Yep.
But so yeah, those have like a different, unique. They bring something unique to the table for that Vader. And so this one does have the Hayden Christensen burnt head sculpt, but I think I'm still going to pass on this one. I think it doesn't justify the price and everything else on it. So like I said, I already have the battle damage one as well. So, and like I said on GeoStream, this Vader, as you guys know, is Star Wars' Iron Man, right? Speaking of Iron Man and gantry, this is pretty much Vader's the equivalent to Iron Man's gantry. This is Vader's gantry in Star Wars. For how many different variations of Vader they brought out, I was just looking at, and I didn't create a slide for this, but they had this year. They have 3 different Vaders, I think it was. Right, it was this one, the dueling effect version, and then the what was the third one? I'm blanking. Well, no, I guess it was a 2 because I was thinking of the Anakin / Darth Vader one, but I guess I don't know if you want to count that.
No, technically that is Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well there you go. Yeah, so that's just for this year, right? And then if you count the previous 2 years, then like we keep mentioning, we got the battle damage Vader, and then there's the Return of the Jedi Vader. So within the past few years, man, there's already multiple Vaders that they've released. So yeah, this is Star Wars' Iron Man right here, and it's still making money. We just talked about getting multiple and having multiple, so they ain't stopping anytime soon.
We're talking about possibly the most iconic movie villain of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Nahano Vader.
Nahano Vader too. There you go. There you go.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, thank you, Beam.
I need to hurry pre-order that.
From Rebels. Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
that's it. So yeah, then it would be 4 then if you include the Anakin / Darth Vader exclusive. But
There you go.
similar to the Alpha and Omega, Brophy, that you were saying. So, Mark 1 Iron Man, Endgame Iron Man, battle damage.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Similar set up here, like you were saying, Revenge of the Sith Vader and then Return of the Jedi Vader. So a lot of similarities there between the two. But
I just hope that we don't get one
go ahead.
like. I just hope that we don't get another Vader where he's in an empty shell, lying down on a bed of sticks, being set on fire by Luke in the Return of the Jedi. I would get it. I would get it, but
I would get that.
Fire Vader,
yeah, I would
Bonfire
just
Vader?
feel
Like
good about it.
Yeah, bonfire. Yeah. Yeah. That would that would be more like an accessory / display piece, right? That wouldn't even need to be a figure.
It'll be like the Darth Maul shampoo bottle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Light up. Yeah, the flames around it, and
Campfire Vader.
Campfire. Yeah. I would be. I'd be like
More Vader.
I'm sure someone would do that. Yes, more Vader. Yeah. I'm sure someone can do that. But speaking of Vader Philly Craft,
I know, of all people,
doing
Philly's probably working on it right now.
Yeah, all you would just need to do is get a bunch of like twigs and sticks from outside, right? Put one of the multiple Vaders that we have, lay them on like some sort of pedestal or something, and just have them up there.
Burn, baby, burn.
Photoshop the fire, and then bam, there you go. Yeah,
yeah.
That was a really cool scene too. I love that scene. That was really symbolic there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, damn. I love that movie. That's my favorite right there. I keep saying it multiple times, but yeah, I love that one. Let's see here. What do we got? Big Rib saying Return of the Jedi Palpatine is the one I really want. Yeah, that's the one I initially wanted, and I had to buy a third-party kit/set to make that. So I think I should
it's
be
not good. The price in the secondary market ain't that bad for that Palpatine these days.
It's probably dropped because of all the other new Palpatines coming out.
Oh yeah,
right.
It really is a buyer's market right now, man. Freaking sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Sucks selling. Yeah.
Clint Martin saying Sebastian Shaw is my Vader. Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely had to get that one too. Yeah. Darth Vader, Sith Apprentice. Yeah, that's the one I was referring to. Yeah, that one, and then the Hono Rebels Vader. That's the other one I was thinking. Mitchell Lawrence in the house. Thank you for coming through. Good sir. Says I'm waiting for an Empire Strikes Back nylon meditation chamber Vader.
Ooh, that'd be huge.
Yeah, that would be huge. I can see that being another deluxe. So if they did come back or come out with that one. Let's see here. But yeah, going back kind of real quick, I was going to touch on what you guys, I agree that, it's cool that, yes, the deluxe version should come with everything, but it is cool for those who don't want the deluxe that there is some sort of incentive for those collectors to get this here. And then with that backdrop, to reenact that scene. Like, again, we saw that photo with the arms crossed.
Yeah.
Right? And that's sculpted together, right? Those hands are sculpted together. So you have to insert the arms after you remove the hands.
These two hands, are they?
Yeah, there's because that's what they showed in the accessories here. Let me see here. Let me go back to the.
Sorry,
it even says like cross hands gesture. Oh, here we go. Enhancing. Here on the bottom here, you can kind of barely make it out here.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Huh.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask, is that the first time they've done this for a figure where they have had like a crossing arms gesture like this?
Separate hands like that? Yeah. Maria Hill back in the day was able to do it naturally on her own.
But they didn't have any hands that are sculpted together like this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nothing comes to mind as far as I remember.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't remember anything either.
Good reason to get to, like, again, going back to what you guys were saying, one to reenact this Vader next to Emperor Palpatine staring at the...
Oh, shit. Tarkin's there, too. That's right. I just remember that.
Star in construction. Yeah, and then another one to have on the operating table. So that is, smart move on Hot Toys. Well played, Hot Toys. Well played. All right. Yeah. Showing Vader a lot of love. It only makes sense, right? Vader gets all this love because he's definitely like a popular character, like Profi was saying. But anyone else got any more thoughts on Vader here before we take a look at the newest announcement, the newest drop that Hot Toys provided us tonight?
She looks good.
Yep. Nope. If not, we'll go ahead and jump onto it. Clint Martin real quick saying, I think Mantis had sculpted hands together. Okay, I have to look at that. I didn't pick it up, so I wasn't sure. But
I'm looking at mine right now. She does.
She does? Oh, okay.
I have that pose, but she's like this. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, with the hands. Oh, okay.
Well, the hands
Yeah,
are
her hand-
crossed, but not with the
Yeah.
arms crossed.
Not
Right.
I see.
Yeah.
So her hands are more
Maybe
like
maybe
this, right?
yeah.
Like entangled.
Hold
This
on.
thing. Okay, gotcha. So similar, but not exact. Then basically what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. All right. So yeah, we'll take a quick look at this. I won't go as in depth, like I said, because I haven't had time to look at the details. But I'll talk about this again on the next hot talk. But let's take a quick look at it here. We have Yelena Bolova from Thunderbolts, and let's see. I'm showing off Mantis real quick here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, her fingers are intertwined. I'm keep trying to figure out how to like make it even larger. Nope, that ain't it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like make it full screen.
Oh, that's weird. That it does that.
Yeah.
You gotta move him to your position, then you can enlarge him.
Good because
My
of the
position.
background too.
Oh, maybe. Let me see here. Do this. Yeah. Oh well. Well, there you go. I'll figure it out later. There you go. Thanks, Adam, for showing that.
Yep.
So hand clasping. Okay. So yeah.
Nice shirt, dude.
Yeah, I know. I was going to point that out earlier. Let's see where we at. Here. At the stage. All right, here we go. Yelena, yeah, just dropped during the stream, and a lot of you, thanks for pointing this out again earlier. Yeah, I agree. Right off the bat, I think she looks good. This prototype. Let me actually look at some more photos. It's like one of those situations where so far, some angles it looks like her, and some angles it doesn't. But yeah, I need to look at these a little more. But I like the suit. The suit looks good. Typical. Looks like a typical. Was that hexagon base? There, nothing too elaborate for the base. Like a flight jumpsuit. I know this is not Star Wars related, but I figured we just touch on this real quick since it dropped tonight. Breaking Hot Toys news here. Like I said, I'll touch on it later on in the next episode of Hot Talk here, which should be pretty soon. But yeah, you guys have any initial thoughts on Yelena?
Looks all right.
First of the
I haven't seen the
Thunderbolts.
movie yet.
Looks alright.
No, okay.
I'm just wondering how far down the line will Hot Toys actually go. The last
Right.
Guardians team, they haven't given us everything yet. We're still waiting for Drax.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
We won't get a
So,
Drax.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're collecting
No,
to get
yeah.
the team, I'd be skeptical. But if you just want the
Right.
individual figure itself, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a Yelena. Well, yeah,
No, I'll
but
pick
yeah,
this one up.
I had the same thought as you,
For sure.
Sophie. Like, yeah, they haven't even finished the Resistance from Deadpool Wolverine, so I don't know. Yeah, this could be a gamble here. You start to go in this line and they don't complete it. But yeah, you were gonna say
What was the
Big
last
News,
Marvel figure they actually showed? Like legit MCU figure? I can't remember. It's been a while.
Daredevil. Was it
Daredevil?
Daredevil?
like
Daredevil?
announced?
I think so. It was back in March.
Okay, movie.
sure.
Let's say movie instead of TV show. How about that?
I
Cinematic.
Captain America,
cheating.
Sam
He's
Wilson,
still
Cap,
MCU.
Yeah,
from
and,
Brave
and,
New
and
World.
Red Hulk. And Red Hulk.
Yeah, Red Hulk and them. Yeah. Red
Yeah.
Hulk. Yep.
I think
Yeah, because
those
Captain
two
America came out pretty quickly because you know
Mhm.
that movie was delayed so
Super
long
fast. Yep.
that they had
Yeah.
it in the
Yeah,
can
right.
basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep, that's another one I'll discuss here in the next hot talk. That one's in the queue there. I was going to compare that one and the previous the white suited Cap on that. So yeah, the more I look at this, it maybe looks a little off, but yeah, again, it's just the angles, right? See, like for instance here, the one on the right, this head sculpt, this photo on the right looks more like Florence Pugh, but the one on the left doesn't. Looks a little. I don't know. This is my initial take.
Right.
What do you guys think?
I'm kind of seeing Jennifer Lawrence, although I could be tripping. I could be sleepy. You know, so
It's good, but it's to me this isn't their best work. I like you said, I think the one on the right it does look more like Florence Pugh, but that
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like the different angles.
exactly.
mm,
I liked. I don't know if you guys saw Thunderbolts. I really liked it.
I like Thunderbolts too. That was good.
But I guess where I'm at right now with Marvel is I love Endgame. I love Infinity War, Spider-Man. I love Deadpool, Wolverine. I got a bunch of those figures, but I'm gonna wait and see on some of these because how far down the line are they going to go with these teams? And then,
Right.
you know, I know it's just been delayed. Like it was going to come out this time next year, and they pushed Avengers Doomsday now to December of next year. Something tells me that there'll be another suit that she'll be wearing, just because that's what they do. And do I want like Yelena Bolova? To me, like I have a couple of Iron Man, I have a couple of Captain America, I have like 4 or 5 Spider-Man. I only need one Yelena Bolova. So I feel like patience for me on this figure, and I like her character. I really do like her character. But patience for me might be the best course, because I want to get the figure that to me best represents how I want her on my shelf. If I decide to get the figure.
Until the Avengers comes out, and then you see her in it. With a completely new figure. I want that one.
Yeah, that's what
that's why that's what I'm saying. I want to wait till the Avengers comes out and see what you know what that's going to be like.
Which suits
and then
we've
the new
already
Avengers.
seen.
Yeah.
Has everyone here seen the
What'd you say,
movie?
Beam?
Nope. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Brophy's the only one. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. I
Shouldn't
like
be a
it,
surprise, right, BZ?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, a newer movie. Yeah, no, you haven't seen it, Brophy. Yeah, stop playing. You've seen it. Yeah.
Some point. I'll wait for Disney Plus.
Yeah. No, it was actually a fun movie. It was definitely a darker Marvel movie compared to recent ones, or just in general. Yeah, it was like got more dark than I thought. So I won't. Yeah, definitely won't go into spoilers, but there were some dark tones and dark things and themes in this one compared to other Marvel movies. So I enjoyed it because of that take. It was different from previous Marvel movies. Yeah,
well worth seeing. A very good film.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. Beam, were you gonna say something?
No, this one will join the collection because I want to support this line because I want them to make the rest of them. So
Gotcha.
I will most likely pre-order this one.
Do you feel like you're gonna take the gamble and just go in and start from the beginning and get this one?
Well, I don't have a Yelena yet either, so I'm just gonna grab her because.
Okay.
I think this looks
so
great.
Either way, yeah. So you're like kind of win-win for you, right? So if you're saying if they don't make the rest of the team, then you're good with just having Yelena?
Yes. Yep. I'm good with it.
Gotcha.
This one's got the rolling eyes. Previous one did not.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll definitely take a look at that when I do this comparison. Again, but
I mean, I don't think this is better than the first one. Because the first one was very scene specific to the movie Black Widow in that white outfit. I think this looks more like Florence Pugh.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems like that's like, yeah, you can even see it in the chat. The chat's somewhat divided. There's some people saying that, like El Walker saying doesn't look like her to me. And yeah, like I was saying, in some photos and some angles it doesn't, some it does. So it's kind of one of those situations. I know we've seen that before with other figures as well. So
little hot toys and their angles.
Yeah, their angles and their lighting and their blogger photos and their posing. Yeah. Let's see. We have Vita in the house, aka her geeky side. Morning, all she says. That's right. Yeah, it's morning time. That's how you know we're late here, man. If they're already waking up in the other side of the world and we're still streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vita or Vita?
I'm pretty sure it's Vita. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what Jim had told me. If I remember, I might be mistaken. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong there. I think it was Vita, yeah. Because I initially wanted to say Vita. Also, I had that initial urge to say that, but I think it was, Vita. But yeah, thank you for joining her geeky side, regardless. We'll just call her her geeky side. Appreciate you coming through. She also says, I think the likeness is there, but definitely could be better. Yeah, I agree. It's one of those situations, right? If it's good from certain angles and not from others, and that means there's some improvement that could be made to that. Yeah, Clint Martin, I can see Jennifer Lawrence as well.
Hey, you got one.
There you go. You got one. You got two. Yeah, two for Jennifer
Damn
Lawrence.
you, Mario.
Yeah.
Just on that one angle, man. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And then Mitchell, it's like, nah, man, she doesn't look like Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, he's just messing. Psych. Yeah. Psych. Let's see here. So you got +1 and -1. Let's see here. I don't need, figure crafting. I don't need 3 Yelenas. I have Black Widow version, and if they have a Doomsday version, man, that's kind of what Adam was touching on, right? Pretty sure we're gonna see her again. And then what suit is she gonna have? So yeah, I think I I think I might play the waiting game as well. I'm not in a rush to get her. So I'm good to wait till the perfect quote unquote version, whatever. I mean, no fragrance would be perfect, but I should say like my version of what I would want Yelena to be. Speaking of, we got Jim Collector in the house as well. Hey, what is up, Jim? Thank you for coming through. He says, morning, guys. Jim. I think this looks pretty good. Likeness is solid, but better on some angles than others. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. I enjoyed the film as well. Yeah, my man. Sounds like we're on the same page there. Yeah, Mitchell Lawrence agrees. Overall, it's a good likeness. I may get Mitchell Lawrence like I might get her and modify her into a princess. How do you say that? Irulan? Am I pronouncing it right? From Dune. I know who you're talking about. I just don't remember her name. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, or they may just make that figure as well. In-art may continue that line and make her as well. That would be pretty cool.
It would be
pretty cool. Yeah, I love the detail in her hair. Go ahead.
No outfit from Oppenheimer.
No, yeah, there would be. That would call that the birthday suit. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, you're correct. Okay. Wait, who's correct?
Wait, yeah, who's correct?
Yeah.
Vita or Vita?
Vita.
Yeah, I think it's Vita. Yeah.
Vita number 2, Vita number 1.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
V or Vit?
Big Rip. Big Rip saying not interested in Marvel right now. Only if they announce Punisher, then I am back in. Yeah, I think you're not alone, Big Rip. Again,
I would like that.
Just the track record. A lot of us have said this already, right? The track record that Marvel's had so far in this newest phase hasn't been that popular. But I think this Thunderbolts, this movie turns around, in my opinion. I think, from here, this seems promising. And if things pick up, or this should, hopefully this starts a new trajectory of Marvel movies being quote unquote great again. So yeah, we shall see. Doomsday line will be huge. Says, what was that, Beam?
I said, don't jinx it now.
Yeah, my bad.
Just
Forget I said that.
And enjoy what we're getting.
Yeah, enjoy what we're getting.
Or anything. Just chill.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the buzz in that Ironheart is not good. But I think that's something they just had to dump the thing. They've been sitting on the shelf for a while, and they got to fill content.
Yeah, TV shows. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'll watch it too. I'm gonna watch it. I watched. Yeah. I mean, I sat through The Acolyte, so I'll watch. I sat through Secret Invasion, and I'm really disappointed in that. I thought that was gonna be good.
The ending got me on that one. I thought it was a good show up till the end.
Yeah, that end made no sense. It's Fantastic Four. I'm really excited for that.
Oh yeah, yep, same. Yeah, that one seems to look pretty promising. So yeah, hopefully again, I guess I won't jinx it. Yeah, Bean's right. I don't want to jinx anything. But the movies are separate from the shows, right? As far as it seems like it's quality so far. So hopefully the shows turn around as well, and we start getting.
I thought Daredevil was good. I enjoyed that.
Daredevil was good.
That's right. Yeah, I've yet to see that. So I forgot about that one. Yeah, same. I need to go back. I need to watch that. So yeah, I guess I can't. I should take that back. I haven't commented.
I'm in 3 episodes deep, and it was freaking good, man. I was like, wow.
Is it? Okay.
It was getting good. Yeah.
Well, damn, there you go. It sounds like they're correcting that ship as well. TV shows and movies. Okay. All right, Marvel. All right. I see you. We see you. I still have to watch Born Again, so we'll see how that goes. But all right. So, like I said, that was Yelena. Kind of little preview here of that was announced by Hot Toys during the stream. So I'll go back and I'll include her in the next stream, go a little more in the details, what she comes with, price and all that. I think someone already mentioned she's $270 on Sideshow, though. I think she's already up.
Yeah,
she's $270.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and I'll do some comparisons to the previous Yelena as well. But gentlemen, we did it. We got through it. This Star Wars episode plus a little bonus Marvel announcement there. Appreciate you all staying as long as you did. I know it's late, and so I don't want to keep it dragging anymore. Thank you for all in the chat that came through and you stayed as well. For those of you still watching, again, I appreciate you, and those of you just waking up, thank you for having a cup of coffee and listening to us chat. So I'll go around the clock real quick. Mario, I'll start with you first in case you ready to head out. I don't want to catch you falling asleep here, but anything you want to plug?
I'm awake now, dude. So it's all good. The Vader chat woke me up. So it's all good. Go
for it. Yeah. Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, man. Last Friday we did LW on my channel, so it's always fun. I think hopefully we can get Dan to host this week. He came back last week. He said he's available, so hopefully he'll host. Right. If not, we'll see where it goes. We'll let you guys know where it's at. shit, I did a Profi chat on Monday night. Did like a quick half hour, so that was like weird. So I mean, I don't know. I'm so rusty, dude. So I felt kind of strange doing it, but yeah. I want to do more. I want to see if I can come back on Mondays again. So we'll see what happens, man. Yeah, man. Other than that, it was great to hang out with y'all, and once again, rest in peace to Classy Thomas, and
yes, sir.
May God bless the family through this troubled times, man.
Yep. Much love to the friends and family, those who survived Thomas Clarke. Yeah, for sure. But thanks again, Mario, for showing up and staying as long as you did.
Bro.
Yeah, man. You're always welcome, man. You're always welcome. So anytime
thank you, bro.
you want to come on, let me know. But yeah, so friend of the channel, you can find his link in the friends of the channel section of my YouTube channel. And like he mentioned, Profi Chat, I still have to go back and catch replay or finish it. I started it, but I haven't finished it also. Yeah, it's good that you started doing it.
Only half hour, dude. It wasn't that long. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I ended up getting distracted by something else. But yeah, you're right. It's cool to have those short ones. But yeah, I'll definitely go back. I'll go back and check that out. But welcome back to the Monday streams, man. The Monday solo streams. Yeah. You will be competing though with the gentleman next to you as Beam. Yeah, thank you again for coming through. Collector's Figure every Monday. I know I just plugged that, but anything else you want to plug or promote?
No, just hit that like button for PZ. This guy needs to get up to 1,000 subs for sure. Got great content, great shows. PZ's 20 is the shit. So whenever he does that,
love it, man. Yep.
Yeah, sorry we didn't do it tonight. I know we had it was already long.
Oh, you would have killed me if you did it tonight, man. With all the Star Wars talk and a VZ20.
Yeah, it would have been a lot, but yeah.
Well, considering the theme, it would have been a Star Wars figure. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have had to do a Star Wars. I would have just gave it to you honestly, but I was thinking about it. I would have told you it would have been a Star Wars.
Nah, you should have completely thrown us off and did something completely different. Like a Godfather or a RoboCop or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, not much else for me. We'll be back next Monday for sure, and then I got some videos lined up in the near future, so stay tuned for that stuff.
Yep, he's also got merch. Check out S Beam's store on his channel. He's got a lot of cool different designs and merch on there that him and Team Blue Bean worked on together. Some good stuff. Yeah, I got a shirt myself.
Nice.
A few different designs and different colors too. They're comfortable too. The shirt I got one is a thin, soft material. So yeah, it was really cool options there. So check that out if you're
soft
interested.
Cotton.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
a little more expensive, but it's worth it. It's comfy.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. But thanks again, Beam. Thanks again, and another friend of the channel, of course.
Thanks for having me.
Check out his channel and show him some love. Show all my panels here some love. If you enjoy their content. I'm sure they would appreciate it. And also, of course, if you found this stream entertaining, informative, interesting at all, like Beam said, we appreciate it if you hit the like button. That would help me out. That'd be greatly appreciated to spread the channel around. But last but not least, Adam112, thank you again, sir, for coming on as well. Anything you want to plug? Anything I got coming up?
Yeah, Fusey, thanks for having me on. Anytime we have a chance to talk Star Wars is a good time for me. I can talk Star Wars all day, so I appreciate it. Guys, always great joining you. Classy Thomas, may his memory be a blessing. My daughter and I, we have a hot new figure that we just did an unboxing of. Okay, well, it was hot in 2019. It's Two-Face 2.0. So it's an old,
wow.
You know what? It's still a goodie. So we did an unboxing of Two-Face. I love the Dark Knight. My daughter loves the Dark Knight. So we enjoyed doing that. So check that out. Geo Movie Canon. He's not doing his weekly stream this week. But this Saturday I'll be on Bugle 6 with Brick. So check that out. 7 p.m. Eastern time. I guess that's, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the West. And
yes, sir.
I'm not sure where that is. Check your local listings. But again, thanks a lot, and hope everyone enjoys. It's hump day, so only 2 more days of the week. If we'll get to that weekend. So
yeah,
it's a short
week for us.
If you had off for those of us who had off on Memorial Day, I always find the 4-day weeks feel like they're longer than the 5-day week. So you ever notice that?
Whatever. It was my Monday.
It was your Monday? Yeah.
Yep, it was my Monday.
But thanks again, Adam. And of course, link will be in the description below, as well as Valkyrie Magnus, like I mentioned earlier, who was on our show earlier. So yeah, be sure to show them some love. Check out Adam's content, wholesome content he's out there with his daughter. Like he mentioned, he has some videos and reviews that he does with his daughter. So yeah, really family oriented there. So yeah, go show him some love. And if you like what he does, be sure to support him. They're all putting in work here. All these gentlemen here putting in work on their content. But yeah, as far as for me, I mentioned there were a lot of figures these past few weeks. I haven't been streaming, so I have some making up to do. Again, I only covered the Star Wars episodes or Star Wars figures in this episode, plus that Yelena announcement, which I will then roll over into the next episode. So I've already been working on that one. Like I said, I had to split it up because there were so many figures. So I specifically made this just only Star Wars figures. The next one will be of the other non-Star Wars related figures that were released and announced. I'll put that in the next episode. So that should be coming up pretty soon. I was thinking about doing it tomorrow, May 29th, but I won't finish in time. The prep that I have to do for that and the slides I still got to make. So that's looking more like this weekend. So that'll be Hot Talk episode 20. Will be this Saturday or sometime this weekend. So that'd be like either the 31st, May 31st or June 1st, sometime there. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, if you're not already and you want to be notified, subscribe. You can get sign up for those notifications on my YouTube channel. You can get notified that way. And then I'll also throw it up on my Instagram, Facebook, stories, reels. Those will be up there when I plan on doing a live. So just keep it locked on those as well. But other than that, yeah, thank you all. I appreciate it. And again, memorial segment on Ben Thomas's stream. Let's Get Nuts. This, I believe it's this Sunday, June 1st. Again, just stay tuned on his channel when that's going to go up, but he'll have a special segment for Thomas Clarke in there as well. So yeah, if you're interested in attending and hearing what others have to say about him, I mean, this is only a touch. What we said here was just a touch of what he meant to a lot of people. So I'm sure you'll hear more on Ben's stream on there. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Friend of the channel as well. So if you're not familiar, you can check out Friends of the Channel section. You'll find Ben Thomas show link in there. So thank you again. I hope you all have a good night. Thank you again for your time and your support of all of our content. Much love to you all. And again, in remembrance of Thomas, just like he said, enjoy your toys, play with them and have a good time and enjoy life. Cherish those around you. Because it doesn't need to be said, but I'm sure you know why. So with that, much love all. Have a good night, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.